2.
Welcome, everyone, to episode 21 of From the Couch. Today, it is August 25th, 2026. The gang's all back, ladies and gentlemen. The gang is all here.
Gains all here.
Well, again, Aidan missed
We're
last
back,
week.
baby.
Aidan, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Unfortunately, had some car problems arise and had to spend 6 hours taking care of that, but we're back and ready to rock. So,
Awesome. Love to hear that. Levi, how's it going, bud?
It's doing great, man. Doing great. Football, like I talked about this last week, but man, dude, we are getting full into football season. We're just a weekend away from college football kicking off. We're still well into preseason, and we'll be starting up shortly. But man, dude, I am just so excited for the fall for football. It's gonna be
Yeah,
great.
week 0 is going to be this Saturday when we're recording this. So obviously, a lot of us are very much stoked for that. But yeah, a lot of this episode is going to be football driven, content heavy. There's been a ton of news that has broke today, and we'll dive into that. So let's get into our rapid fire news. First and foremost, guys, we have to take a moment to sadly talk about the fact that Dolly Parton sadly passed away today at the age of 80. Again, she's been a cultural impact, not just in the music industry, but also in sports, especially in the South, pretty much like Tennessee and most of the South. Guys, what are your thoughts on what just happened with Dolly Parton passing away at the age of 80?
I
I'm
mean,
gonna I'll lead us off really quick, just because as the youngest of the group, I can't really, if I'm being completely honest, I don't think I really have much to say. I mean, she never had that big of an impact in my life. I never really paid attention to what she had going on. Obviously, still very sad, very very much a cultural icon. So still very sad, but you just obviously never want to see that. So uh,
I,
condolences to the family.
I would say for comparison for like our sports viewers watching her being like the country legend of the world for music. That's like comparable to like the Kobe Bryant stuff. That's what that
Mhm.
level is to what Dolly represented for the world of country music and really just her personality herself. She was a legend, and I mean she worked with so many different people, and she really best represented and inspired a lot of people, and to see some of like our modern current industry when it comes to musicians out there and what they do, a lot of them were impacted by Dolly, and so it's a tremendous loss for the world.
Yeah, and again, like she was one of the most generous people as well. She donated literal millions of dollars to disaster relief, especially when it hit the South. So again, like her cultural impact, again, not just in the music industry, but also on sports. When it came to the South, again, like a very very sad time. Again, our thoughts and prayers are with their her family. Uh, Next up and last part of our rapid fire news, guys, we finally have some positive Reds news for a change.
Uh, I
Woo!
don't. I mean, it is positive to a degree,
It's positive to a degree.
but
JJ
Degree.
Bedley hit for
Blade.
the cycle of Blade. I don't really care because your team is
Yeah,
unbelievable.
put some
Okay,
respect
your
on his
team is
name.
awesome.
So,
Hey, I'll respect JJ Blade. I will not respect the Reds because they are in last place in the NL Central when we're recording this. So you stay down there in the basement, basically getting beaten with a stick. Okay,
yeah, whatever, man.
whatever. Okay,
Yeah.
but any positivity so far, guys, from the Reds this season outside the cycle, or are we just like down in the doldrums?
Chase Burns is having a good year for the most part. I mean, he kind of got rocked against San Francisco a little bit, but overall, he's having a good year. But shout out JJ Blade, just kind of a guy that kind of came in. Wasn't really expecting necessarily to do too much with the Reds. We literally didn't even call him up till like 20 games into the season, I'm pretty sure. And hit for the cycle was really hot. Would have been sick. Ellie also had the opportunity to hit for the cycle in that same game. Unfortunately, couldn't make it happen, but still had a great game nonetheless. Super sick though. Congratulations to him. So yeah.
I mean, and I got really excited in that game too because it was potentially going to be both but Blade, whatever how you want to pronounce his name, I'm sorry. And then on top of it, Ellie. They both were set up to hit cycles that night, which would have been incredible. Obviously Ellie didn't get it, but hey, tremendous effort to him. I know cycles are not an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, that's the small little bright spot in a otherwise pretty
Because
not
I
so
mean,
bright
we're
Reds
getting into
season.
September ball here. I'm sorry, Reds. There's no way we're in the hunt. It's not gonna happen. I'm sorry. I'm
We're
sorry.
not
I've
in the
lost
hunt.
hope.
And never forget the fact that the Reds went all in on Kyle Schwarber, and when they didn't get him, they basically called it a free agency and just said we're done.
We also called it a trade deadline. We also called it a season. So
that is a very like
Very
that right
accurate.
there is a very accurate representation of the Reds season 2026.
Oh
It's
yeah,
just-
sounds about
it's just,
right.
it happened. It happened. It happened. End of season.
yep. So
All right. So after that, guys, we gotta dive straight into college football. And we gotta dive into this whole Ole Miss LSU controversy again. It's probably one of the weirdest stories of all time. But Ole Miss reportedly called the FBI over to almost like sweep in, like look for audio bugs that Lane Kiffin might have left at Ole Miss. Now, obviously, Pete Golding and other people at Ole Miss, like when the report came out, they said, "Well, that didn't happen," but other people are reporting the fact that it did happen, and they're thinking that Lane Kiffin left audio bugs to actually find out what Ole Miss is going to be doing leading up to their Week 3 game. What are your thoughts on this? It's a crazy, wild story.
I mean, this. I guess I can't really say too much on it, but just from hearing this it brings me back to the whole sign gate with Michigan. That's what I think. I don't know if if we're gonna call this now label it as audio gate, but I guess I wouldn't be too far off, especially when we're looking at a head coach that left his previous team on bad terms. And not necessarily saying that because they left on bad terms that he would just go behind their back and um, you know, sabotage in some type of ways that is going to help benefit him and LSU. But it does sound like that's what we may be dealing with here.
yeah, I just think it's kind of more weird than anything. I think it's like it's just like whatever. Like I mean I just think they need to let but I guess do they have substantial evidence of it is I guess the question, right?
Again,
Like
it's a report. Again, like it hasn't been confirmed, but there have been like several people within the college football circle that have reported on this. But
see
almost is denying that like they called the FBI and they were suing for audio bugs. But some pretty reputable people have reported that it did happen.
yeah, it's just like why it's just like we're just distracting from the regular season like it's kind of putting a damper on what is supposed to be like the next edition of college football and we're all excited for it and then we get this baloney news it's just like what's
Mhm.
going on, man? Like get it together, like that's kind of my thought process on it.
Right. Reportedly, too, one of the reporters did say that Pete Golding, the head coach for Ole Miss, reportedly told a staff member when they were like debugging all the office spaces at the football facility that he told that staff member, "quote You don't know him, Lane Kiffin, as much as I do." So I'm pretty sure like he's like thinking paranoid wise, like he probably has something there where he's trying to get a competitive advantage.
Sure.
Again, we're gonna get into LSU still in college football because we had some massive breaking news that just happened today. Both the Big Ten and the SEC both today have announced that any pro player in the NFL that is trying to return to college football cannot do so. They basically, if they go through the whole entire draft process, if they sign a contract, if they play in the NFL, they cannot go back to college sports. Again, the Big Ten amended that as a rule today, same as the SEC, but the SEC went one step further and said that any person at any professional level cannot return and play in college sports. So, what are your guys' thoughts on that? Again, big, massive news that completely has changed a lot of things that we have been seeing in college sports over the last month and a half.
I just think that just the news that started this whole thing is just saying, hey, if you got cut from an NFL roster, you can come back and play college football. That just baffles me that we even had that conversation to begin with. That the Big Ten and the SEC and I'm sure all the other conferences will follow suit. That they had to go in and enact a rule because now this is becoming a thing. First off, to me, like there's so many different ways you could look at this, and I can see it from both sides, but I am leaning more towards I just don't think that they should be allowed to do that. These guys are already getting paid enough, like they are already getting signed contracts. Whether or not they get to be on the 53-man roster is up for debate. But you guys are getting paid to go be in the NFL. You've like the last thing you need is more money. I think it seems like a little cop out. It's like, oh, I didn't get to play this year in the NFL. Okay, well, I'm just gonna go back to college football. It just seems too easy. You already made your choice that you're leaving. Obviously, some players are gonna be leaving prior to them actually graduating from college. Like several different players that have done that, and those go early to the NFL. But most players don't get that opportunity. A lot of players are playing all 4 years until they can even get a remote shot at the NFL, and I get that. I know it's difficult. There's a lot of undrafted guys that probably don't even get in there too. But to those guys that are getting drafted, are getting those contracts, yeah, you're gonna get cut. Tough luck. You, the, I don't think that going back to college football should be even a remote shot for you. As far as it goes on the college side, the coaches that were now looking at it, because I know Ryan Day reacted to the news, Lane Kiffin I believe talked about it today as we're speaking too about it, and they were very open to having these guys come back. It was of course going to be a big benefit if they're going to allow a rule like this, then you know that every single coach in the NCAA is going to take advantage of it. I'm just glad that they were very quickly about making this decision, especially with the season coming up literally this weekend. That means there would be a lot of decisions to be made with that. I'm just glad that you know these players aren't going to have that chance. I just don't think it's a great rule. But yeah, I mean, I want to hear some of your guys' opinions on it. What do you got?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously just a load of crap. Like, no, you should not be allowed to come back. Uh, you made the decision to to advance your career. Now you have to live with that choice, right? Simple as that. I mean, it's really as black and white as that, in my opinion. You don't get to go and try out with an NFL team and play against the best of the best of the best. And then you get to come, and then you think you get to come back and play against college kids. No, it's not how it works. Um, so I think this is the right ruling. I think it was the only correct decision to make. Any other decision I think would have been incorrect. And so I'm just glad that they made that decision. And yeah, that's all I really got on it.
I think for me, the one thing that stands out is really I'm calling this the LSU rule, and here's
Mm,
why. Obviously, we saw the news that I think it's like Daquan or Danquan Wright, uh, former Ole Miss tight end. He went through the whole draft process. He got signed by the Browns. He's a part of their preseason roster, and he legitimately I think it was like just last week he entered his name into the transfer portal, indicating the fact that he wanted to go back and play in college football. And basically, like he was on the field, like playing for the Browns. And then all of a sudden, the very next day, he gets waived, and he then indicates, "Hey, I'm transferring to LSU." And LSU has been doing this whole like, "Hey, we're more than welcome to bring in professional athletes and playing them at LSU." If again, like Aidan, like you and I are massive college basketball fans.
Mhm.
Literally, their whole entire roster right now is now completely ineligible because
Yeah.
all of them have played in professional basketball in some capacity, and now they're
Yep.
basically saying you cannot play now. And this is the LSU rule because again, the problem is the fact that it boils down to these local judges in these counties where or in these states where the roots of these universities where they're at runs deep, and they're basically twisting their arm and saying, "You got to side with us. You got to side with us. You got to make sure that this pro player plays for us." That's not fair because again, college athletics should be for 18 to 24-year-olds. It should not be for some like 23, 22-year old who decide to go through the whole draft process, go professional, play professional, and just because they didn't make it there doesn't mean they should just go back and take a roster spot from an 18-year-old that's coming straight out of high school and gets to play D1 sports, and now they can't do it because some guy that could make a 53-man roster basically took that spot from him, and it's not fair. And I think that again, the Big Ten took the right step because they were the first one to do it, and then the SEC followed suit because again, the SEC, it was happening a lot with them when we just saw it last year with that Alabama player that played professional basketball, came back and played in a couple games before the courts ruled that no, you can't do that. So again, it's a problem in the court system, but I think it's a nice step. The fact that these conferences are stepping up and realizing the NCAA can't do anything because these judges are so anti NCAA that they have to be the ones to step up and actually do it. Because again, we're probably going to see more lawsuits. We're going to probably see more stuff happen, but I'm glad that this step is actually being taken.
Yeah, it's again, it's just a load of crap. You can't like it's like you said. I mean, it's kind of just sad at the end of the day. It's like, what are we doing here? So
I wanna clarify too, because like I had said, if it was a rule that was going to be enacted in the NCAA, then yeah, all these guys are going to take advantage of it. And I mean, as an Ohio State fan, I'd be like, oh yeah, well, if a guy's coming from the NFL, sure, I would love to have him. He's going to be pretty good. There's a lot of different strategies that these coaches would put on, and I'd be like, okay, yeah, I mean, if it's a part of the rules, we need to capitalize on it. But I do think that even if they would have gotten away with that and actually let this happen, I do think it would ruin the sport of college football, in my opinion. I know there's a lot of debate on how college football has been going to its modern day here in 2026. If you would have gone on that, I think you're completely demolishing the sport.
Like, and here's the problem too. Like, I listened to Bill Simmons' podcast, um, and he brought up a good point. He goes like, with how crazy the college landscape is before they enacted these rules, what was to say that someone like LeBron James, who went straight from high school into the NBA, couldn't just be like, "Hey, I'm retiring from the NBA, but now I'm gonna actually announce that I'm gonna go to Ohio State and play basketball." Like
Right.
there wouldn't have been nothing to stop it. Again, it would have been great for you guys because you're like, we get to watch LeBron James play Ohio State basketball. But like thinking about all the one and dones that
Mhm.
like again like Anthony Davis and like Devin Booker, like all these other great players that still have college eligibility left, but they left to go to pro. What's stopping them from going to the back to play college sports? Again, I think it's a great thing. It should be for these young men and women who work their absolute butts off to be on a college roster and not for some 42-year-old adult male played in the NBA and hey, I'm not going to go play 4 more years and get a ton of NIL money and play college basketball.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just kind of crazy. So, but yeah, the great move for the Big Ten, the SEC, the biggest conference in the sports. The other conferences are going to follow suit. I have no doubt, and we'll be able to finally put this behind us.
Yeah. Next up, we are gonna be going back to the top 25. We want to get Aidan's reaction to the top 25 poll. Aidan, I'm pretty sure you've seen it. What are some of your thoughts that you have seen so far in the top 25 from your reaction?
Yeah, so I'm just gonna start off with probably the hottest take that I can give. I think Notre Dame's ranked a little too high. Um,
Oh, okay.
Mm.
they lose a lot of pieces, in my opinion. Now, they gain a decent amount of pieces, and I want to confirm. I hope that I'm looking at the right one. I had to look one up, and this is the one I got. It's the AP preseason college
Yeah.
football
Yes.
top 25.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So I think Notre Dame at 4 is too high. Again, lose a lot of pieces, namely Jeremiah Love, obviously. Lost a couple pieces on defense. So I think they're a little high. I do think they could have still a solid year. Don't get me wrong. One of the big things that I've talked to about with some fellow some Notre Dame supporters, is the whole idea of leaving no doubt, right, that they belong in the playoffs and whatnot. I think they're capable of that, but I just don't know about number 4 in the country. Indiana thinks a little too high, unfortunately. Again, same idea, lose a lot of pieces. I'd be curious to see kind of how they reload. Obviously, we've talked about in the past, they're not like the premier Big Ten teams or just the premier teams in the sport where it is a reload situation instead of a rebuild. Not to say that they're rebuilding, of course, but I'm just curious to see how new quarterback play is going to really affect them. I believe they had a decent amount of receivers go as well. D'Angelo Pons on the defensive side, I believe, is also gone. Um, so I'm curious to see kind of how they will recover from that. Other than that, though, I'm not too upset with this. Overall, it's really not a terrible ranking. Obviously they have 1,000 SEC teams in there, so that way once they start losing and whatnot, they can still be ranked high since they're all ranked high in the top 25. But other than that, it's really not too bad of a pool in my opinion.
Do you
To,
do you personally, as an Ohio State fan, do you personally like seeing them at number one?
I mean, do I like seeing them there? Yeah, obviously. Do I think they belong there? If you consider everything in a vacuum, yeah. I mean, realistically, what did we lose last year? We lost a couple defensive pieces, sure. We lost, and that's really about it. I mean, lost a couple
I mean,
defensive pieces and Carnell
you
Tate
lost
and
Caleb Downs, Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles, and then that defensive lineman, right?
yeah, no, yeah. But that's kind of that's kind of goes back to my point where I made with Indiana. Like, Ohio State's a school that reloads. Now, does that mean we're necessarily going to be getting the Caleb Downs play in at the safety position this year? Not necessarily, but I don't think we're going to be taking as big of a hit as a lot of people think we are. Julian Sayin has another year under his belt. Another year to get better. Jeremiah Smith's the greatest player in college football right now. I mean, shoot, we thought Bo Jackson was RB1, but last we heard he was taking RB2 snaps, Like Isaiah West was showing some great stuff in the offseason. So, and of course, I mean, the wide receiver room just gets better, right? Jeremiah Smith, Chris Henry, Brock Boyd should be a stud. Like, so I think it's the right decision for Ohio State to be the preseason number one. Bias aside, I do think Oregon has a strong argument though for number one as well.
Yeah, I
Again,
can see
another
that.
team that's returning a lot of pieces. Oregon should be really good this year, in my opinion. So I think Oregon and Ohio State are interchangeable. But I do think that they are the top two teams in the country as of this moment.
Okay.
Yeah, it's great
Yeah.
opinions. Love to hear it.
Yeah, great opinions. And that will conclude our college football talk. Obviously, next week, guys, is going to be a heavy college football episode because it's going to be week one. We're going to be going through all the Power Four conferences and our predictions for what's going to happen that one. So make sure you tune in next week because there'll be a very heavy college football episode. All right, let's get into the NFL. Gentlemen, the Browns are browning. That's all I can say.
Oh
The
my
Browns are
gosh.
browning. They have announced that probably the most bonehead decision. Again, if you follow us on social media on Instagram, TikTok, and other platforms that we're on, I said that this was probably the most bonehead decision that I've seen them make probably in my lifetime. They announced that Deshaun Watson is going to be their starting quarterback in week one. This came after Deshaun Watson on Saturday after their preseason game announced basically said that Browns fans were being disrespectful for booing him for how bad he was playing.
Can you blame them? Can you blame them with what they?
No,
with,
you
with
can't
the,
blame them.
yeah, with what the QB situation. I saw a thing the other day. I don't know how many QBs they've gone through since 2000, but it's been a hefty load. When you're a Browns fan and you're consistently having L after L after L when it comes to QB, and to top it all off with a Deshaun Watson guy who has gone through some stuff, like it doesn't help their situation. I truly sympathize for Browns fans right
Okay.
now. It is rough.
So obviously you two don't like it. I think I'm gonna go ahead and be the guy that everyone disagrees with right here. I think it's the right decision. I think it's the right decision. I think it's the best decision, right?
Oh, and I know
'Cause-
why. I know why.
Why?
It's because the Browns decided to capitalize on a guy and pay him an absurd amount of money They need to get
No.
they have to get their money back in some fashion.
Nope.
That's the main reason why he's starting.
Nope. That's not why I think that is. I think it's the right decision because at the end of the day, it's the veteran presence, right?
And that, yeah, veteran presence, absolutely.
Shador Sanders is not ready. He's not. We just know that to be true. He's not ready yet, right? Dylan Gabriel probably not going to be the guy either, right? So who's QB2? Let them fight it out in training camp. This is one of those situations where it's you don't just throw your young quarterback to the slaughter, right? I think there's been a lot of talk about this, right? With the QB development being a problem in the NFL. Well, that's why the QB development is a problem in the NFL. You throw these young guys to the fire and hope that they make it through. Now that can work, right? It can, but it's not a recipe for success, right? Here's the truth. If Deshaun Watson can get back to playing the way he did when he was with Houston, he will be a more than serviceable quarterback, right? Because I mean, when he was with Houston, the guy was electric. Just be honest here, he was. So I think all he has to do is simplify the game. You know, if he just simplifies the game, plays the kind of ball we know he can play because we've seen it in the past, they'll be fine. Now, does that mean I think they're going to be winning a lot of games? You'll have to hear about that here in just a second. But I do think it's the right decision because I think it would hurt Shador Sanders immensely to just throw him out there and say, okay, go lose 15 games and get killed in the process. I think it's the right decision.
I think really from a purely football standpoint, I understand why the Browns are throwing Deshaun Watson as starter. I think Levi has a great point in the fact that, hey, you got to get money back for your bag. Because, again, you did pay this guy $50 million guaranteed every single year that he's been a part of the Browns. But I also agree with Aidan the fact that, hey, Shador is not ready. We saw that last year. He had moments where he was good, and he had moments where he was really bad. And overall, like, I think I look at it from the aspect of like an organization as a whole. This decision just screamed tone deaf. Like you didn't read the room. Browns fans don't want Deshaun Watson as a starting quarterback. Heck, on Monday, before they even announced it, you had people like Dan Orlovsky on ESPN. You had people on CBS. You had people on Fox Sports. You had even local reporters in Cleveland saying the Browns should be done with Deshaun Watson and just bite the bullet and just cut him from the roster and just take, I think it was almost close to like $90 million in dead cap that they would have to take for the next like 2 years. Which, again, it stinks, but he is a bad quarterback. Like, ever since he's put on the Browns jersey, he has been bad. And there's no denying that. Again, I just don't understand why they made that decision when they did it. Because, again, I understand Dylan Gabriel wasn't great last year. Shador Sanders showed glimpses, but, again, he's not ready. What makes you think Deshaun, in terms of a talent perspective, is better than Shador? Because he hasn't produced. If he was producing, we wouldn't be having this QB conversation right now. But again, the fans are writing. Again, I put it in our on our group chat. Again, Levi, I think you can pull it up too, and after we get done recording. But there was a fan that went to the Browns Stadium, put up 3 signs that said permanent damage to the city and franchise. And Cleveland is done with the Haslams. And then this is probably the best sign too. $280 million, 0 reporters, 0 regrets, millions of fans held hostage. 0-16 was more fun.
Oh my gosh. That's brutal.
0-16 was more fun than having
brutal.
Deshaun Watson as a quarterback. But again, that's the fan base right now. The fans are fed up. They do not want him as QB anymore. And hey, guess what, Browns fans? As a Bears fan myself, I've seen my fair share of like horrible quarterbacks, but at least we weren't like held hostage and like gave a crap ton of money to a guy that can barely, and I mean barely, like be seen as like a top 25 quarterback in the NFL right now. Like you could arguably say like who's a better quarterback right now? Is it Mac Jones or Deshaun Watson?
Yeah, I mean,
I
has
mean,
to.
I would say Deshaun Watson personally.
I don't know.
But
That's
it's
tough.
a conversation, though. It's a
It is.
conversation.
Yeah, you're right. It is a
So
conversation.
okay, so here's kind of the point I want to make, right? In his last full year with the Texans, this is at 25 and 2020, Deshaun Watson threw for 4,823 yards, 33 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. I mean, there's argument there for
Right,
top
but
10
Aiden,
quarterback in
that's
the league.
6 years ago, though. That's
I
six
understand, I
seasons ago.
understand. But you got to consider I mean, has he been and this is where the off-field problems hurt, right? Has he been fully healthy, right? Has he been not potentially going to prison, right? Like that's unfortunately those are the questions we need to be asking, right?
But again, Aiden, like from a PR perspective, do you realize, like from an organization standpoint, how much of a nightmare this
Yes.
is?
I
Like
do
it's
get
not great for
that.
optics.
I do get that, but again, it goes back to I think it's a development question. Genuinely,
Right.
it's a development question, right? Like we can look at it from a PR perspective, we can look at it from a fan response perspective. But at the end of the day, the Browns want to win games, right? Not saying that Deshaun Watson's necessarily the savior. He's going to win every single game for the Browns. Obviously, there's more to it than just that. But at the end of the day, if you want the best chance to win a game, I think you have to go with the veteran presence, right? And I think you have to look at it from purely a football perspective. I think, yeah, if you start considering the social aspect and the PR aspect, yes, there is the argument that Shador Sanders should be the starter or Dylan Gabriel should be the starter, which is obviously less than Shador Sanders of an argument, but still. But I don't think I think you have to, and I think it's what the Browns are doing. I think you have to be willing to turn a blind eye to it because at the end of the day, you want to give yourself the best chance to win a football game. And right now, Shador Sanders is not that guy. Right now, again, under the veteran presence, again, and again, Deshaun's not this all pro. Is gonna be this phenomenal mentor towards Shador, but he is at the end of the day a guy who, like I said, at his peak, we were taught. I mean, there's top 10 conversations there, right? 3-time Pro Bowler, right? Like, I just think you have to be willing to say, okay, and I think this goes to Browns fans too. You have to be willing to say, okay, we know Shador is not that guy yet. He's not ready. We will, and I think actually this is actually a decent kind of segue conversation. I'm not going to go fully into it, but it's the same idea with like Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers, right? My personal opinion is I want Will Howard to be QB2 and to eventually start in the second half of the year, right? Get him some time under Aaron Rodgers, let him mentor him up, and eventually Will Howard takes over the starting spot. Right? That's my ideal outlook for this year. It's the same idea with Deshaun Watson and Shador. Deshaun Watson, go out there, try and win some ball games, listen and learn under Deshaun Watson. Don't listen and learn the social life aspect. Don't listen and learn the massage parlor aspect. Listen and learn from a purely football standpoint, and you will go out there and hopefully have some success.
I,
That's just what it is.
I just think it's just a whole unfortunate situation. At this point, I'd rather take Philip Rivers over Deshaun Watson playing for
I'd
the
rather
Browns.
take Sid the Sloth, aka Carson Beck, over Deshaun Watson at this point. Again, I didn't make the joke. The internet made the joke first.
Like, you got a veteran presence in Cleveland. It's not a great veteran presence, but you're stuck with it. You screwed yourself. I've always been a full hater of the Browns getting rid of Baker. That whole situation, they really they dig themselves in a really big hole after the whole Baker Mayfield stuff. I don't know I don't know how they recover from that.
Yeah, again, like we'll have to see. Again, we're gonna get into our Browns and the AFC and NFC North predictions shortly. Boys, we got some jerseys that dropped today, and I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, we did.
Some of these are actually really good, and then some of them, an attempt was made, essentially. So, guys, let's go through these new NFL rivalry jerseys, and we will give them a grade. So, first off, we are going to show the Minnesota Vikings.
Minnesota.
Minnesota. It's a joke. The Minnesota Vikings, I'm not gonna lie, kind of clean. These are clean.
It is a pretty good look.
They are pretty tough.
And like this rivalry series that they're doing, like I don't fully understand what it's supposed to do, other than the fact when they play their rivals, they're gonna play in these special jerseys. So I don't know what their design choices
It's
are.
just a new
on how it goes.
alternative jersey that they're
Just kind of a
going
new
for.
alternate, which I kind of like, and I hope that they continue to further develop it because everybody loves alternate jerseys. Of course, as long as they're pretty good. And the Minnesota Vikings, they definitely speak volume here. I think they're pretty good. I like the little, looks like I don't know if that's like a chain on their shoulder pad.
It's like a Nordic chain. Like they're going for the Viking
Yeah, it's pretty
chain.
tough.
That is tough.
Yeah, kind of
Dude,
giving
it's
like
on the
a
helmet too.
I like
It's
the
on
helmet stripe. The
Yeah.
helmet stripe is sick.
Yeah, it was really cool. I don't know. Do we want to rank this out of 10, or are we doing like
Oh,
a,
we
a,
rank
a,
them?
a letter
like
grade?
like an A B C D E F.
Oh, okay.
Or A B C D F. I don't know why I said E. E's not great in the grading.
Are we doing S tier or no S tier?
No S tier, just a
S
grade.
tier.
Okay.
Like if we're like grading homework essentially.
I'd give this like a solid A minus.
I give it an A. This is like very like Minnesota's had a history of like doing a really good job with the uniforms. Like they did again. This is a solid A.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with Aidan. I'll probably give it an A minus. It's not bad.
All right. Next one.
I guess
up,
I say that, but it's gonna depend on
Let's
what the rest of
see.
the jerseys look like.
Yeah.
Because this
Next one up, Levi, you'll bring it up. We are going to be doing the Green Bay Packers.
Peter's favorite.
That kind of just
Yeah.
looks like Boston College on their left shoulder there. Just looks like
Okay.
a BC for Boston College.
Okay, can I just say this too? This reminds me of like a Notre Dame like Shamrock uniform. Does that make sense? Am I like
Yeah.
kind of getting there a little bit?
I could see it. They have a.
Like,
they
Kinda
have. They
makes me
do have
think of,
a. Go ahead, Aidan.
It kind of makes me think of like Baylor University. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this I do like the back look. The back look of their jersey I think is kind of fire. I do like the number grade and the lettering on the back, the font. I think
So,
they
yeah,
use
that's
pretty
pretty
cool.
good.
Those are some big. I'm pretty sure you can probably see that letter from the numbers from outer space.
Yo,
Look
why
at
are
how
his
big
pants
those
low-key
are.
see-through?
Dude, they are. Oh,
Oh
no.
my gosh.
Oh no. Oh no. You got you. We got a Green Bay. That's bad. That's bad.
Yeah.
Wait, time out. First off, Aiden, why are you looking there?
I was looking at his
Why are you
quads.
looking there?
I was looking at his quads. I was just
Because somebody had to
checking
say it, huh?
for proper muscle.
Proper
Yeah,
like visual
just making
analysis.
sure that
Yeah.
no injuries and whatnot. So I was making sure he looked healthy.
Aiden is a quad watcher.
As far as like the green on their jersey, it really
Or his
it's
hamstrings.
like it looks like a very it definitely seems very untraditional from their typical like lightish green look that they have. This is a very dark green. And to me, I sometimes can't even really tell that it's green a little bit.
I mean,
again, it really just looks like Baylor's jerseys. Like,
yeah,
actually.
it looks like a darker version of what Baylor has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I
hate
give
it.
this like I give this like a C.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think
plus.
it's bad.
I don't think it's not horrible, but like for example, like I like their Frozen Tundra jerseys that they did with all whites. Yes,
those are fire.
Like the all whites, those were very nice. This is like giving off like some person just graduated from college and is trying to do jersey design.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll probably
I'm
give it
sitting at,
like
like,
a. Sorry, I was
B-minus.
gonna say I'm gonna probably give it like a B minus.
Yeah, I'm at a B minus too. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, the numbers on the back, you can see those from the freaking International Space Station. They're that big.
Yeah. Yeah.
Next one up, we got the Detroit Lions. Not gonna lie, this is actually kind of
is
nice.
that carbon fiber? That looks tough.
It is tough. It is Amon-Ra St. Brown though.
Yeah.
But they basically took the design of like the helmet where they had the blue and the black lion, a little bit of like a nice little like collar there. black numbers on the jerseys, and it's a white version too, instead of like what they did like last year. I think it was like a blue and black, which I'm just like, I didn't think it looked great. This is a lot better. This is
Yeah.
significantly better.
I love the stripe going down their helmet, the little black stripe. I think that looks kind of fire.
Yeah, it was from their that uniform I was just talking about,
And
Levi, with like the blue, the all blue with the
yeah,
black numbers.
and
Yeah,
I
that's
mean
sick.
you can't really see it, but it almost looks like the Lions logo on the helmet looks actually like they went with a black design rather than like your
It
typical
is black.
blue.
It
That's
is,
that's
again,
really
if
cool.
But that looks
if you
like
give,
carbon fiber in the numbers, which is sick. Not
Yeah.
gonna
yeah,
lie.
it's a.
That
I
looks
like the
awesome.
numbering on it too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I personally give this like a nice solid like B. I think it's a good jersey. It's decent.
I'm at a B plus, Peter.
I'm gonna give it an A minus.
Okay.
I like that. I like that. So okay, let's get on to our next one.
Last
here.
one for the for the NFC North is the Chicago Bears.
Let's do it. Here we go. The
Said that I'm
Bears,
scared of what
man.
we got here.
Peter.
Can I just say something? I saw some person say this on the on Instagram. They said they called this the Syracuse Bears because I know Joe pulled up Syracuse's uniforms is the exact same look. It's not great.
See, I was
It's not great.
thinking I was gonna say Illinois called and wants their jerseys back, but that also could work.
Well, Illinois has like white numbering, but like Aidan, if you pull like Levi, if you just pull up like this picture and then a picture of Syracuse's uniforms, they're almost the exact same. It's
Oh
literally.
my gosh.
Here's personally for me what I don't like about it. I don't like the orange helmet that goes with it. I think if you get rid of the orange helmet and you do the blue helmet, it's nice.
I was actually gonna say I think that's one of the better parts of it. Not gonna lie, like
Really?
yeah, I feel like what's throwing me off is the numbering, like the color. Well, actually, you know what? I would keep the orange helmet, and I would go with like an all blue jersey, like an all blue type of look or something.
Like the blue on
with-
blue with the the striped socks.
Yeah, I think would
Yeah.
have probably looked better, and maybe change the numbering color too.
I will say personally for me, the jersey looks okay. I think the jersey's fine.
Yeah, the patch is huge. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
No, I just want to point this out. They did have the patch last year.
Okay,
Like they did have the patch last year.
that's just
Yeah,
a massive
what
patch.
what is
It's
it? What
it's
does
a
it say
very
on
big
that patch? What does that say?
It's supposed to be George Hallis. I think it's like GHS.
Okay.
Which is like very
GFS,
typical because
Gordon Food Services.
yeah, or it's basically like the same thing I have on mine, except it's like it's on the front instead
Oh,
of like on
okay.
the side.
Yeah. I don't know if it's implemented in the uniform, but seeing where it says the return of the monster, seeing that little Chicago logo with the bear on top, I think that's kind of fire.
I think they should have put
it's
that
a
logo on
retro
the
look.
helmet.
Put that on the helmet. Yeah, that would actually be really cool.
I personally want like this logo on the helmet, like
that
this
Oh
that
yeah, you could do that too.
that logo looks like it's just that seems like a vintage type of look.
It's a very old school, like in the 60s and 50s vibes.
Yeah, I really like that. So, but if they implement that into this uniform, like I'll probably give it a higher grade.
I have a pullover that has that on there.
Do ya?
It's actually
Yeah.
really yeah.
I
It's
think
a
that's
sick look. I
cool.
like it.
Yeah, you put that on the uniform, this probably ranks my grade up a little bit higher. I'm probably gonna go with like a B minus.
I was saying
I'm gonna
C plus.
I'm gonna go at B minus too. I think it's again like there's elements I like it. I like the jersey. I just think the helmet is just so off putting personally, but that's just me.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. The other ones that just dropped was the AFC South, and not gonna lie, these have some heat. First off, it's the Indianapolis Colts.
Holy crap.
And I'm not gonna lie, this is not the one I was expecting to first pop up. But this is kind of bland.
Listen, this is where my opinions start to get questioned because I'm a sucker for like blackout type looks. I think that's sick. I love the helmet too with the blue. I think that's fire.
I think it's okay. I don't think it's again. I like the outline with like the white and the blue. I think that it pops out a lot more. Here's my problem. Why are you doing a blue helmet? Just go black and just do like the white horseshoe, and just go
Yeah,
full
I
on
think that
like
would.
blackout.
I think that would fit a lot better. I mean,
It feels a lot better.
yeah, I'm comparing. I'm comparing this to like Ohio State when they've done their blackouts in the past, and they would have like a dark helmet, and I think that's what the Colts should be going with too in some aspects. I think that would be more suitable. Than I don't, and I'm sure that's probably like a different design for their helmet, but overall seems like it's just very similar to what they wear on a weekly basis. But I do think the uniform, I think the darkness to that, I think is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I give this a B. I think it's a solid jersey. I think it's fine.
I'm at an A minus. I love this. I love the darker looks personally.
If you change the helmet, I'd probably give it an A. I'm gonna give it a B.
Yeah. All right. Next jersey up is the as we pull this up real fast because again we're taking our sweet time with this.
Oh yeah,
The
this
Tennessee
one.
Titans. I'm not gonna lie, this might be my favorite one. They cooked with this jersey. It's very nice. I like it.
The
I
helmet,
personally like this.
cool. I really love two things. The lettering, the numbers, the number way it's styled. They got like there's a tiny little bit of like white outline within the
It's like
blue on their numbers.
it's like trying to represent like the neon lights on Broadway in
Yeah.
Nashville.
And again, with Nashville being one of the music capitals of the world, I love how the front of their jersey, you can hardly see it, but it says Music City on there. That's awesome.
It's a very nice logo. Again, and mind you too, it's a gray uniform with baby blue, and that is very nice.
This is an A plus.
This is
I
an
don't
A
care.
plus.
I
They
agree.
cooked.
I don't
They
care.
cooked.
I don't care what you say. This is insane.
Hey,
Really-
Tennessee
I
fans,
love
I
this.
just want to point this out. Your season might be god awful. These jerseys are fire.
Yeah.
Facts.
You guys really cooked with your jerseys. I love that. I give it A plus as well. That
That's
A
an
plus is all
A+.
around, man. That is an excellent jersey. I love it.
Amazing
That's
jersey.
so tough.
Like if I was a Tennessee
Holy
Titan,
crap.
I'm not a Tennessee Titan fans. I might buy that jersey. It's that good.
That's tough.
It's a tough jersey. I like
That
it.
is tough.
Next up, Jacksonville. This honestly might be the worst one. I think it is the worst one.
So
Like-
what third grader did they give the design at first to this?
Bro,
What
this,
in the world is up with the
they
pants?
gave this.
Ugh.
Okay, I have a question too. Why is it called Bold City or is that Bald City? What is that lettering in the back?
That's a
Is that an O or an A?
has to
Great
be?
question.
I think it has to be bold. Has to be.
That'd be
bold.
really bad if it was bald.
If it was bald, I mean, come
Bald
on. Have
City?
you seen Trevor Lawrence's hair? I do remember when they did the schedule release.
fake, yep.
They quote unquote shaved his hair. I don't know if that's what they're going for there, but Trevor Lawrence has Goldilocks hair. I don't think that would be Bald City right there. But I don't, man. Like even the helmets, I can't really tell if their logo's on there. I'm sure it is somewhere, but
It's on the
It
side.
doesn't-
It's on the side.
it just doesn't seem like they did a whole lot with their helmet either.
Like I just don't understand the choices. Like Jacksonville has so much potential to put out a great jersey, and they refuse it. Like I feel like every year, like Jacksonville has like some of the worst jerseys in the NFL.
It's like you just went into Madden where you can go and customize your uniform and just put a bunch of random mush together and then came up with
Yes.
this.
Yes, absolutely. I agree with that. I'm gonna
Yeah, this is a
give this
tough one.
I'm gonna give this like a D minus. An attempt was made. It's not good.
I was just at a flat D. Like it's not great here.
I'm gonna
Plus?
give them a D plus.
Think about that.
Not looking good for them. Not
How about the
looking
one
good
that said
there.
flat D?
Listen, man.
Pause. Crazy statement. Last one. The Houston Texans. Also kind of fire.
Mhm.
Also kind of fire jersey.
Those are sick. 10 out of 10. I actually love those too.
Give me,
Yeah.
Dude, I'm just getting straight into. Give me an A plus. I love those. Those are awesome. Love the freaking.
I'm not
H on
gonna
the
lie,
side. Holy smokes! those are
That
sick.
is also an A plus for me. Like
I
Tennessee
actually
and
love
Houston
those.
cooked this year.
Dude, I really their numbers too look really cool. The little red they have on their helmet, and I mean outside of the uniforms, I'm really loving like CJ Stroud. His pose right there looks great. The logo on their the patch, it's like all white. It looks like, which is that's very interesting. And I really like that too. Um, but yeah, man, these look great.
Yeah.
That's just a great uniform. Again, I love the way that they mesh the colors. They all pop out. The numbers just pop out. Again, I
Hmm.
don't think like I like the. It looks like very plasticky from my perspective.
Hmm.
Like for the numbers, like it kind of gives off like the Rams when they did their numbers. If you guys remember that, where it's like it looks very plasticky on the
Hmm.
front.
Yeah.
But dude, like these numbers look. I mean, like like everything pops in this unit. A plus, A plus, A plus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tier right there, A plus tier for sure. I love that. So yeah, great rivalry uniforms. Can't wait to see them in action when we get to see them this season. Hopefully, again, that they'll further expand this next year. Obviously, I guess this is their test phase for this year. So hopefully a lot of more teams are going to get it. I hope the Steelers actually do good with theirs because I know their alternate jersey they had last year. We don't talk about those,
Those
but
ugly yellow bumblebee ones.
no. Well, they had the
Oh,
bumblebees
the
decade ago.
retro, the retro
Yeah,
ones.
the retro.
Yeah,
I wasn't a big of a fan. I'm sure they'll probably have them this year.
dude,
So
those yellow helmets were ugly.
hopefully they'll cook if they get a chance at the rivalry series here at some point. So
All right.
yeah.
Well, it's the moment of truth. We are finally now doing our teams division predictions. Obviously, for those that don't know, if you're watching us on YouTube or if you're listening to us on Spotify for our audio listeners, I'm a massive Bears fans. Aidan and Levi are both massive Steelers fans. So, I don't know how you guys want to do this. Do we want to do the AFC first or the
I'm
NFC
thinking.
first?
I
I'm
think what
good
we
with
should
either.
do. We should do all of our standings for all the other teams, and then leave our individual teams for the last.
I disagree. I think we just
You
go like
disagree?
bottom to top,
Okay. I mean,
as
if you
per
want to do
usual.
that, sure. I don't
Yeah.
care. We can start with whichever one.
Let's start with the AFC North because I think it's a bit more interesting.
Okay.
I'm
And
good
just
with
dive
that.
into that.
Oh
Obviously, I think
boy.
we all probably have this as our last place teams. I have Cleveland Browns in last place at 5-12.
I actually, ironically, I mean, I have them at last place as well. I have them at 4-13 though.
Okay.
Alternatively, I had them at 3-14.
Oh wow. Okay.
Wow. So I mean,
Um,
we're all in the same
we're
thought
all in the
process.
same mindset, just a game or two
Just
off.
a few games off. But man, I know we just got into the whole Deshaun thing. They lost a bit. I can't keep saying that Miles Garrett was he's a big piece on that defense, but losing him is a massive loss to them. I just don't see where the Browns go, man. The quarterback situation's all messy. They they suck. They are awful. They are awful,
um,
man.
I think the main reason I was so high on them a little bit because the fact that they do have some good young pieces on the defensive side and the offensive side that give me a little bit of hope. Like I do like Quinshaw Junkins. I think Dylan Sampson, their backup running back, is also very good. Like it's a nice like 1-2 punch. The wide receiving core, obviously they've addressed it in the draft. They also basically again the quarterback situation is the biggest problem. Offensive line is pretty decent. That's something special. I think the loss of their defensive coordinator hurts them a lot, but I like the Cleveland defense. I think again, Miles Garrett is a huge loss, but again, they had to move on from him at some point because he was just way too valuable to just hold on to, just to have terrible season after terrible season. I think
Mhm.
Jared Verse is still a very good player, but I think that the Browns will surprise some people in certain games, but they're just not good enough as of right now to be a competitive team.
Yeah. Uh, fret not, Browns fans. I do have you being the Jets. Still think you're a little bit better than the Jets. Congratulations. But dude, yeah, there's just a lot going on there. So you just be lucky that you're getting 3 games. Although it sounds like you guys at this point are fine with going 0-17. Sure, let that happen. But hey, you guys got at least 3 wins this year in my book.
Aiden, what
Yeah.
are your thoughts?
Ironically, Peter, I'm on like a similar thought process to you. My biggest concerns are really on the offensive side of the ball. Obviously, as we've
Mhm.
kind of already talked about, I mentioned earlier. I don't think Deshaun Watson is going and winning, 15 games with the Browns as the starting quarterback. I don't think he's winning 6 games as the starting quarterback with the Browns, right? For me, I think the biggest focal point of the Browns is going to be their defense. They have to lean into their defense, and what they cannot get into a sprint of a game. They got to make it a marathon. They got to rely on their defense to get stops. Like it's simple as that, right?
They have to make it like you're fighting in mud essentially.
Yeah, because they do not have the firepower to hold on in an offensive battle. Um, that's just what it is, right? So for that reason, and the problem is, I don't think there are a lot of teams that are going to struggle against their defense as much as I like their defense. I don't. Um, they have, like you mentioned, Peter, they have some good young players. They obviously re-signed Denzel Ward, great move. I actually really like Jared Verse as well. I think he's a very versatile player, could make a good impact there. He's obviously not Miles Garrett though, and that does
Right.
hurt. But and I truthfully, I have them at 4-13. I could see the Browns winning upwards of 6 or 7 games. Truthfully, I could, but I had to be realistic in the moment, and in the moment, my heart's telling me 4-13, so that's where I have them.
All right. Let's move on to third place, gentlemen. Who do you have?
Yep. So I'll go ahead and lead us off here in third place in the division, and this is where things start to get a
Oh
little
boy.
A little spicy. A little
dramatic
spicy.
because
Oh boy.
I already
Oh
know I'm gonna
boy.
be hearing a mouthful from some very specific figures in my life.
I know
I have
exactly
the
who you're gonna go with.
Bengals in third
Yep.
place. Listen,
Levi.
What's your
Levi.
record
yeah,
for them?
no, I have them at 6-11.
Whoa. Okay. All right. Levi.
Yeah, so my third place, I have the Steelers in third place. I have them going 7-10. 7-10 this season.
Levi.
I am being
Handshake.
harsh on them. I'm being
Levi
harsh on them.
Levi handshake. Handshake. Firm handshakes all around.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Peter.
I also have the Steelers in third place at 7-10.
Let's
Let's
dive into the Bengals first. Let's dive into the Bengals.
Bengals first. Bengals first.
Yeah.
Okay. How many times, gentlemen, have we gone into the year and heard about, oh, Joe Burrow this, Jamar Chase that, in this case, Dexter Lawrence this, right? Like,
Hey, he does have a phenomenal sack celebration. Don't you
yes, he
disrespect
does. I love Dexter Lawrence for it. Okay, let's go back to the age-old graph now, right? Oh, Joe Burrow drops back to throw to Jamar Chase. Oh, he gets sacked because he's out of time. Oh, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase connect for a 70-yard touchdown pass. Oh, and the Bengals defense gave up a 70-yard touchdown pass of their own. Here's the problem with the Bengals. They undoubtedly have a phenomenal offense. That is a truth. They also don't have a good line. That's also a truth. If you can't protect Joe Burrow, and unfortunately this is the truth because we've seen it, he is a liability to get injured. We've seen it. That is just that. I mean, and that is the case when you get sacked 25 times a season, 30 times a season, right? That is the truth. If you're getting sacked a billion times, you're going to get hurt eventually, right? And then on the defensive side of the ball, do we feel like Dexter Lawrence really moves the needle in that regard? Again, Dexter Lawrence is a great player, but does he really elevate the Bengals defense to a standard that is stopping any high to higher mid to high tier offenses, right? I think those are the honest questions we have to ask. I'm trying to be unbiased about it, but I just don't see I just don't see. I can see them. I can see them getting into shootouts, but I also could very well see them blowing those shootouts because their defense just will. Their defense couldn't catch a cold or they couldn't. You know what I'm trying to say? They couldn't stop. They couldn't stop
Mhm.
anything. They couldn't stop a
I,
mouse trying to. They couldn't stop it. I don't
I
know.
get your I
Yeah.
get your argument on that, and for me to go and say that the Bengals are going to have a really bad season, even though I have not necessarily seen what they're going to do, we're simply looking at what they have done in the past. Their defense has always been horrible, and that's number one. And then number two is the offensive line is not giving Joe Burrow enough time to go and make a big play. That's the biggest issues we've been dealing with in Cincinnati. But I think when we had talked about this back during the NFL draft, I do recall I thought we all kind of agreed that they did have a pretty good draft. Now, to say that those guys are going to go out there and just be absolute ballers is up for debate. They're obviously trying to do
Mhm.
a lot of work and trying to repair that offensive line and get some key pieces into that defense. But if Joe Burrow stays healthy and then they're getting everything right, I think they're playing their books a lot better than what the Steelers are going to do this year. We're looking at let me get into the Steelers now. We're looking at a team that has a veteran quarterback, a veteran head coach, and frankly is an organization that seems like they're a little lost. I know we've talked about this several times on the podcast, but I can't stress it enough. There's a lot of new pieces. Their entire coaching staff is completely new. We're looking at a lot of new things that we're fully on into the rebuild. Now, whether or not this rebuild is benefiting us right now is up for debate. I just personally, I would want to have us lower. I don't think we can even win 7 games this season. I think we could be significantly worse. And as a Steelers fan, I'm okay with that because I hate being mediocre. I hate going in and losing in the wild card round every season for the past 12 years. It's horrible. I hate it. And frankly, I think our organization is in a much worse spot than the Cincinnati Bengals. I think the Bengals are a better team right now, and that's that. If the Bengals figure out their pieces, they're golden. The Steelers are just not there
Okay.
right now. There's no way.
Peter, before you go, really quickly, I want to ask you a question, Levi. Are you thinking about this from the emotional place of mediocrity of the Steelers, or are you thinking about this from a logical football perspective in what is going to be put on the field?
I truly think this is logical. This is a logical thing. That's been the pattern over the past decade. That's what we've seen from them. This is the performance. I get we got rid of Mike Tomlin and now we have Mike McCarthy, who again, he had some success in Green Bay, didn't do so well with Dallas. We're bringing in a guy that's been known around the league. I would have personally preferred to go after somebody that's not known. That's what Mike Tomlin was. He was a defensive coordinator and he brought some major success that I still have him in high regards for his time with Pittsburgh. But we got into this scenario where things were just simply just average for the longest time, and we hate average. We want to be the champions. That's not what the Steelers have been doing. They have not been playing in a championship status for this past decade. Look at how we played against the Texans last year in the wild card. The Texans, CJ Stroud did not have any protection in that game. He had, I can't remember if it was like 4 or 5
Or
turnovers in the game,
Or
and the Steelers still lost. They still lost that game. We should not be losing when we had 5 turnovers. The Steelers are made on defense, and so when you can have plays like that, that's huge. You still lost. You still lost. And this is what has been going on. Bringing in a new coaching staff, I don't think is making it any better right now for us. The Bengals at least have some aspect of their team, their coaching staff in order that I think they're just going to do better than we will this year.
I just
I
want to take a
will,
moment.
yeah,
I
yeah.
just want to take a moment for our audio listeners. You may not have seen me if you're not watching us on YouTube. This is music to my flip. I cannot stress this enough. Levi and I have been really good friends for probably going on like 5 years. I
Oh
have
gosh.
been trying to get in his brain and tell him to be the biggest pessimist when it comes to the Steelers because he has been sipping on that Steelers propaganda for as long as he's been alive. This is amazing. I love this.
Don't get me wrong. I want to go see us out there win games. I want to see a Super Bowl this year. I'll be the biggest Steelers fan when I see that happen. But if we get to the end of this season and I see us going 9-8 again, 8-9, whatever the case may be, I'm like, I'd prefer to just have a 0-win season at that point.
But Aiden, you're about to say something?
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say I'll dig into my points as we get further up here into the AFC North. Obviously,
Yeah,
and we talk about the Steelers specifically.
right.
But
For me, for the Steelers,
for me at least,
I don't come up from like an emotional standpoint. Again, like I've seen Levi root for the Steelers, and to say that they are the most middest team of all mid teams is an understatement.
Mhm.
Again, 10-7, go to the wild card, get blown out in the wild card. 9-8, make the wild card, get blown out in the wild card. 12-5, go to the divisional round, lose to the nameless gray faces, aka the Cleveland Browns.
Oh gosh, don't remind
And
me.
we go ad nauseum. Again, Levi and Aiden, how long have I been saying Mike Tomlin should have been fired years ago?
Yeah, very long
hot
time.
second.
Very long time. He should have been fired after 2018 when he completely lost control of the locker room and the team went from having a firm grip on the NFC North by a freaking chokehold to then somehow, some way losing that division to the Baltimore Ravens in the last week of the season.
Yeah, that was tough.
Like, it is crazy to me. I think this year, again, I don't think Mike McCarthy is that great of a coach. I think he's a decent coach, but I don't think he's that great of a hire. Because really, for me, like Mike Tomlin to Mike McCarthy, it's like the meme from The Office where it's like, you know, hey, corporate wants you to find the difference between these two photos, and Pam just says they're the exact same picture.
Yeah,
It is literally the exact same picture. All you're doing is the fact that you're replacing a complacent, defensive-oriented coach with an offensive, complacent head coach. They're the exact same thing of the same coin. Again, there's a reason why Dallas moved on from Mike McCarthy and went in a different direction because they needed to go in a different direction. My biggest issue with the Steelers is you are putting all your eggs in the basket on a 42-year-old quarterback set that ever since he left Green Bay, he has been a nuisance and a headache to every team that he has been a part of and every organization he has been a part of. He was a nuisance to the Jets and basically was a locker room cancer. He, again, even though the fact that they're like, oh, he's a great talent, he's a great leader, it's like, but what does he bring to the table for the Steelers that make him so better than any other quarterback in the AFC North? Like, seriously, guys, we're talking about the fact that right now, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, and then Deshaun Watson, which you can just toss in the little corner over there and just keep an eye on him, obviously. But seriously, it's like Aaron Rodgers is like the third best quarterback in the AFC North, and Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson are so far ahead of what the Steelers have. But on top of that, they doubled down. They traded for Michael Pittman. They basically went all on the fact that we're going to be one of the best offenses in football. You have a 42-year-old quarterback that, mind you, played with a broken hand last year, which albeit, I'll give him credit, he toughed it out. Even though the fact that he dodged Chicago Bears last year because he's a coward. But basically overall, it's like you guys had the most expensive defense in football last year, and you guys had a bottom 5 defense in terms of yards allowed. Like, that's terrible. Like, seriously, are you guys going to be trotting out 38-year-old Cam Hayward and just asking him to plug the gaps like he has been for the past, 15 years? Are you going to be trotting out a TJ Watt that, let's just be honest, he's had some injury-riddled seasons the past few years. And that's not TJ Watt's fault. Again, injuries happen all the time. But, again, if I'm the Steelers, I'm selling high on his productivity because guess what? There's a lot of teams that need a premier edge rusher on their team. And when I look at the Steelers, I get the same vibes from 2018. It's a locker room with a lot of personalities. A coach that's entering a new environment that, again, if he can get a handle on that culture, great. If he can't, this is going to spiral out of control. And I just don't see the Steelers being this definitive, like keeping up with the standard is the standard, 9-8, make it to the wild card. Let's see what happens. They have to bottom out and at least try to attempt at going into a rebuild because they've been putting it off for way too long.
I would like to quickly correct. I misspoke. I had him at 7 and 10, not 6 and 11.
Oh, the Bengals.
The Bengals.
Yeah, had him at 7 and 10. So
Okay.
essentially
Yeah.
the same record you guys have.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Peter,
Let's go into
real
second
quick.
place real fast.
Real quick, Peter, I
Okay,
do want to
go
give
ahead.
you some satisfaction here because for 2 specific games, I had the Steelers losing in primetime to the Browns this season, Thursday night, and then a Sunday night game against the Bengals. I have them losing. I'm thinking last year too when we lost to Joe Flacco in primetime, and then we always lose to the Browns for some reason if it's primetime.
I still
And that's at home. That's at home, by the way. We're losing to the Browns
I remember
at home.
the group chat because we're all in the same fantasy league. That you guys, again, a vast majority of them are Steelers fans. Every single one of you guys was just losing your gourd, except your cousin Oscar, who's the only Bengals fan. And Oscar was elated, and you guys were just like, fire Tomlin, sell the team, blow it all up, all this stuff. And because you lost to like 41-year-old Joe Flacco, which I found the most hilarious part of last season.
Yeah, it was great. So yeah, and I guess let's go ahead to second place. And so I guess as far as what we're looking at, you and I had the Bengals in second place, while Aidan had the Steelers. So Peter, I mean, I guess we haven't really got your take specific on the Bengals.
Whoa, hang on.
We didn't give predictions first.
Yeah, you're right.
But also, who knows if Aidan put the freaking Steelers in second? He could have put them in first.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's a good point. I guess it's a good
Aidan,
point.
Who'd you put in second?
The Steelers.
Okay. I just want to point this out. Levi does not have any of our standings in our records. He just just sniped that off the whim.
That's how I see our Steelers right now. I'm just like, there's no way anybody had them at number 1.
All right.
Now.
I have the Bengals in second at 9-8. Levi, what do you have the Bengals at second as?
I had the Bengals at 10-7.
Whoa. Okay. Aidan.
What'd you have for the Steelers?
So this is I had them at 9 and 8.
I swear to God.
You had the Steelers. Oh my goodness. You have us at 9 and freaking 8. You just validated every single point that I just made. And you still put them at 9 and 8.
Okay, great. Yeah, okay. So perfect. That's actually exactly what I wanted you to say, okay? So here's what you need to remember, Levi, okay? We made a coaching change this year. The culture doesn't change in 1 year.
I know it doesn't.
The culture does not change in 1 year. So guess what? The standard is the standard. That is the truth. Because the culture doesn't change in 1 year. We're not all of a sudden going to be a playoff contending team that is going to go
right. We're going to be worse. We're not even making the wild card. We're not making the wild card.
We're not even going to be worse because the standard is the standard. The culture is the exact same in the locker room.
I hope you know that they took off the standard is the standard off their wall in their locker room. They removed that.
Hey, the culture doesn't change in 1 year. I will repeat.
It's the standard.
The culture does not change in 1 year.
But what makes you think that we're gonna? What makes you think we're still gonna be there?
What do you mean?
Well,
objectively speaking, offense got better because we have an actual offensive play caller, a guy who can actually call an offense, right? Defense, more than likely going to remain the same. The only difference is we don't have a defensive head coach now. That's the only difference. Defensively speaking, we lost next to nothing, right? We added a Landon Roberts back, who, believe it or not, was a solid addition to that team 2 years ago when we had him. He was a solid playmaker in the middle of the field. So the defense didn't change. Hasn't changed at all. So guess what? If we went 10-7 last year and won the division, I don't think that this sudden change of Mike McCarthy at offensive coordinator, I don't remember our defensive coordinator's name off the top of my head. We still have Chris Boswell.
That's a bad start.
We still have Chris Boswell. Guess what? He might still go give us 18. Like
that's what he does.
Hey, shout out Chris Boswell. You did win me 1 week in fantasy.
Again, that's what I meant when I said, are you looking at this from an emotional perspective or an objective perspective?
Look,
Objectively speaking, nothing changed because nothing changes in 1 year. That is just the objective truth. How many teams in history have you ever been able to look at, say, this guy got hired and the culture shifted immediately?
see,
Peter,
I get all that. Let's
go ahead.
also.
The
I
Bears.
also just want to. I just want to look
Okay.
at it real quick.
Maybe the
Went
one
from Lovey
exception to that.
Smith, going to Lovey Smith to
Okay.
Mark Trestman.
Maybe-
You want to talk about a culture shift?
maybe-
That was bad.
maybe-
That's what the
maybe
Bears friends back a decade.
Maybe the one exception to the rule. But seriously, I'm just saying you have to look at this objectively. If you look at it from the perspective of the offense, theoretically gets better, right? The defense theoretically stays the same. Therefore, we're going 9-8. We're finishing second in the division. That is just the truth.
Look at and also I get all that, but also just look at our schedule we have this year. You keep preferring. We gotta keep preferring this schedule because it's a tough schedule.
God! I just want to point this out. I looked up the.
We have a
so
tough
bad.
schedule this season.
I just looked up the defensive coordinator for the Steelers. You guys got the defensive coordinator from the Las Vegas Raiders last year.
We're cooked.
Aidan.
Yeah,
So-
we're cooked.
No.
Aidan,
Look, I don't
you want to
care.
backtrack a little bit? You want to
No, I
backtrack a
don't.
little bit?
I don't actually. No, I don't. Because believe it or not, Levi. Of the teams that we play this year,
Mhm.
Jacksonville, Houston,
Are
Denver,
good teams.
Philadelphia, New England. Those are the only 5 teams I'm certain we will lose to.
You don't think we lose to the Panthers? And we don't, and we lose one to the Bengals and lose one to the Browns
Oh
this
my
season.
God! If you
So
guys
even if
lose
you
to
do
the
that, that's still
Panthers-
7 losses.
If you
even if
guys
you do
lose
the
to the
divisions,
Panthers,
that's
oh
still
my
7.
God!
Dude, you just made one of this giant tangent about how our team was so bad last year. We still swept the Ravens last year.
I have us beating the Ravens twice this year. I still have that.
Right, but that's what
I'm
I'm
crying right now.
saying.
This is amazing.
It doesn't. We find ways to win. It's what the Steelers do.
That's our
No,
problem.
you don't
the
find
Steelers
ways
do.
to win. You just bullcrap your ways to win. That's how the
We-
Steelers have been
how
operating
about-
for the past
I got
10
you.
years.
How about this, Peter? How about this? We find ways to not lose. How about that?
No, you find ways to lose, and they're all really bad. No, trust me.
Yeah.
Trust me.
We
You
saw-
guys
we've
find
seen
ways
that.
to lose.
We have
There's
seen
been
that for sure.
again. I can bring up that 2020 divisional
Oh yeah,
game versus
I'm thinking
the Browns,
about that.
and
I'm
like
thinking about
10
that.
seconds into the game was already over. You guys
Yeah.
went from like literally like down 7-0 like that in a whim because Marquise Pouncey doesn't know how to snap a football to Big Ben, and Big Ben gave up on the ball as soon as it went over his head. He goes, game's over. I'm done.
We
The
can
irony
get.
is, we only lost that game by 11. Just keep
You
that in
guys,
mind.
because they were playing prevent defense with third string players. That's what they were doing. What do you
We
want the Browns to
can-
do? Like send out their starters and get them entered in a game where they're blowing out your rival in a divisional game by almost 25?
Anyways, that's besides the point. Okay, all I'm saying. No, look. If you're talking about the wild card game, we lost 48-37.
But again, the Browns were up by double digits at that point. In the fourth quarter, they played prevent defense with third stringers. I'm pretty sure they were bringing drunk fans from outside because the stadium was barred. They couldn't get in. They brought them in, put a jersey on them, said, "Hey, go play prevent defense and go make a tackle because we're not throwing in our starters." That's how you guys scored points. Woo, Big Ben stat padding. Woo, woo.
I'll
Hall of
only,
Famer. Woo.
we need to move on to the next team. I'll just leave it at this. I don't think that Mike McCarthy will be 500 this year, at the very least.
Hey, I
think we're below
I just
500.
want some quick notes on the Bengals. The addition of Dexter Lawrence is great. The add Jonathan Allen and their secondary is a lot better than last year. So
There it is.
But guess what? The Bengals are the new Steelers. They're mid.
Wow. Okay, that's great. Quick to move
All
on
right,
there from the Bengals. So
last
let's
but not least,
go number
first
one.
place. We can all say it in 3, 2, 1. We have the
Ravens.
Ravens. Yeah, I got them at 12-5.
11-6.
10-7.
This is where I look at it as an opposite. with them having a new coach, I don't know if they replaced their entire staff as well. You know, you got one of the best running QBs in the league, still arguably. You have still arguably a top 5 running back, if not just top 10. Like he and they have all their key pieces. They know exactly what they're doing. I just don't think that John Harbaugh last year, I think what a lot of Ravens fans talked about last year is Derrick Henry was not utilized enough. I think this new coach, when he comes in, he's like, we're not making that mistake. We we lost games that we shouldn't have lost last year. We're gonna rectify it, and we're gonna top this division, and we're gonna go in. We're gonna make a playoff run, like you guys should have the past couple seasons. Because I mean, just to say one more thing about the Steelers, like there's no way you lose to the Steelers and then they get to secure a playoff spot. Like that's not something we should have lost that game at the end of the season.
That's what they
That was
said last
unfortunate,
year.
but I digress. I digress. I
Blowing out
think the
in
Ravens are
wild
still.
card.
I still think that the Ravens have all the pieces they need, and they're still a superior elite playoff team. I'll leave it
Yeah,
at that.
I think the addition of Jesse Minter as their new head coach is really good. Again, he did phenomenal with how bad that Chargers defense was last year. He's hyper aggressive, and again, Baltimore's defense last year was buns. They were really, really bad for how talented that defense was. I think bringing a defensive oriented coach that's hyper aggressive, that's all about getting to the quarterback. They add, I think they add what, Trey Hendrickson this offseason. Again, they still have Roquan Smith. They still have Kyle Hamilton. They still have a plethora of really talented defensive players that are very good. And here's the thing, too. They got rid of Todd Monken as their offensive coordinator. I think Baltimore fans should be basically celebrating in the streets like they won a world war because Todd Monken's not their offensive coordinator anymore.
Yeah.
Because guess what, Browns? You have that as their head coach. Smile. So, again, Lamar Jackson, I think he's phenomenal. Again, I think they go back to being a run-oriented team. Because, again, outside of Zay Flowers and the remains of what is Mark Andrews, you're basically having to rely on Lamar Jackson staying healthy, running for his life, Derrick Henry body slamming people into the ground. And again, I think that that's still a good recipe because, again, we're seeing a approach by a lot of NFL teams to go back to a run-oriented offense for a lot of teams. And I think that for Baltimore, you can have a lot of success with Derrick Henry and Justice Hill and Lamar Jackson as your run game.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there, Peter. The biggest draw to me for the Ravens is obviously their defense. I think their defense is phenomenal. Obviously, they had Trey Hendrickson, who should be a solid addition off the edge. Other than that, I mean, their defense is relatively healthy for the most part, if I recall. Um, Overall, not bad on that side of the ball, right? The offense is where you start getting into the concerns. Mark Andrews cannot catch a cold. It feels like he struggled. He struggled a lot recently with drops. We've seen that. The wide receiver core outside of Zay Flowers, like you mentioned, Peter, very questionable at best, I'd say right now. I'd be curious to see if Rashad Bateman and Jacoby Lane can step up and really kind of prove themselves as a good wide receiver 2 and 3 to match Rashad Bateman or Zay Flowers, excuse me. But obviously, Lamar is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Derrick Henry is probably top 5 running back still, if not top 3. The biggest thing that concerns me as well on the offensive side of the ball is just how Lamar comes out coming off injury. You know, are his legs going to be what we know Lamar Jackson's legs to be? You know, and if not, can he make up with that for his arm talent? We'll have to see.
Yeah. With that being said, gentlemen, let's go through our AFC North recap real fast. I have Cleveland at last place at 5-12, Pittsburgh in third at 7-10, Cincinnati in second at 9-8, and Baltimore in first at 11-6.
Yep, I have the Ravens at 10-7 in first. I have the Steelers at second at 9-8, Bengals in third at 7-10, and the Browns in fourth at 4-13.
I have the Browns in last at 3-14, the Steelers in third at 7-10, the Bengals in second at 10-7, and then the Ravens at 12-5 in first place.
All right. Let's move then to the NFC North.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
let's start off with the last place team. I have Minnesota in last at 7-10.
I had. Oh, go ahead, Levi.
I as well had Minnesota in last place. I had them at 3-14.
I also had Minnesota in last at 7-10.
First off, Levi, three. Okay. Do you know now that Kyler Murray is the starting quarterback?
You know, I probably should have actually factored that in because the first thing that came to my head was just JJ McCarthy, and I'm like, yeah, with that as your QB, probably not. So I would like to just go off the record and erase some of mine. So why don't you guys go ahead and give your opinions, and I'm gonna restructure my Vikings a little bit.
Yeah, obviously, I think again, too, the problem with the Vikings is like they're between a rock and a hard place because one, we all know Kyler Murray after Call of Duty launches is probably one of the worst QBs ever to walk the earth.
Yep.
So basically, Aiden, can you look up when Call of Duty releases real fast?
Usually
I
like
think it's in
October
November
sometime, I
this
believe.
year.
October
It's
or
like late
November.
October. I think it's like October 28th or something, or like October 30th.
2026 release date. It's actually. Oh no, yeah, October 23rd this year.
October 23rd. All right, Vikings fans, you have till October 23rd to enjoy your season.
Thinking it was
Because
early
after
November.
that, you will literally have a debate about whether or not you start Kyler Murray or you start JJ McCarthy. That's a very sad reality.
Yep.
I would like to change my record. I do have them now 6-11.
Okay. Again, I think the defense is still pretty decent. Again, I think is Brian Flores still the defense coordinator? I think so, right?
Well, I thought he was a head coach.
No, he's not head coach.
No,
anymore.
he was,
used to
but
be.
not anymore.
I think Brian Flores is still the defensive
He is,
coordinator.
yes, yep. Or at least it looks like it from what I can tell.
Again,
yes.
Again, Brian Flores, I like him. He's a very aggressive, very good defensive coordinator. Again, he doesn't have a lot of talent on that defense, but he still gets good productivity out of them. I just think the problem is the fact that Kevin O'Connell, God bless his soul, is such a good head coach. But my God, he has been put in some of the worst predicaments, I think, out of any NFL coach in the history, or at least this century. Like, look how many quarterbacks he's had to run through. Look how many situations he had to run through in terms of just the quarterback carousel since Kirk Cousins left. It's been really bad. Again, I think that with Kyler Murray, like you can get some good productivity out of him. Again, just take the PS5 in his house, toss it in the dumpster as soon as Call of Duty comes out. Because if Vikings fans, and I say this with all sincerity, if you want to salvage your season, try and get like somehow Call of Duty banned in the state of Minnesota from being like released. Because as soon as that game's released, Kyler's like, boom, focused, playing Call of Duty. And then you have the backup, which is 9. And we've all seen that.
Hey. 9 is a good quarterback. JJ McCarthy is not a good quarterback.
No. We've seen 9. We've seen both sides, and both are bad. Like, 9 is a bad... I'd rather take Sid the Sloth, not Carson Beck. Sid the Sloth from Ice Age.
Hey, just in case, if you've watched, he did low key like have like a kind of a Heisman moment in the first movie. If you watch it, Sid the Sloth. I'm just saying he might have been a Heisman quarterback. I'm just saying,
dude, I would take. I want to say it, and I'm even gonna say it. I want to take like pregnant Anne Hathaway over JJ McCarthy.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible.
As my quarterback, because I don't like JJ McCarthy. Seriously, guys, have you seen clips of him in training camp? He's horrible. He's honestly bad. Like Kyler Murray threw a dot on a sideline pass.
That is one of the takes of all time.
That is a take right there.
I was just saying that for just like funniness.
No,
I know.
Really
funny.
I love it.
But personally, like again, you guys like can see the clips. Like there was a clip of like Kyler Murray threw a dot to the sideline, and he was like precise. JJ McCarthy threw the ball, dude. It was like the most wobbly, horrible looking sideline pass that it hit the dirt. So again, Vikings fans, Call of Duty boy or 9.
Yeah.
One of the two.
Not looking good for Minnesota there.
Yeah, I'll make this quick just so we can continue moving on. Again, obviously, I'm right there with you, Peter, having them in fourth place at 7-10. I close my notes. There they are. At 7-10. Uh, biggest thing for me, like you mentioned, Kyler Murray, solid quarterback. We've seen that he can do good things prior to the release of Call of Duty, and he's throwing to good receivers, right? Jefferson, Jordan Addison, great receivers.
TJ
Jawan Jennings, I'm
Hawkinson.
actually TJ Hawkinson. I love Jawan Jennings personally. I've always been like
I
a
forgot
silent
Juwan
supporter
James
of
on
his.
the
Been a silent supporter of his. I really like what he can do. Their O line decent, can give Kyler Murray enough time, right? That's all he needs, just a little bit of time. Justin Jefferson is probably going to be doubled, so Jordan Addison, Jawan Jennings got to step up. TJ Hawkinson's got to step up, and I think they will. I've always liked TJ Hawkinson as well. And then defensively, it's just a solid defense, right? They're not flashy. They're not, but again, there's not one of those defenses where I'm like, oh, this defense is terrible, right? So I think they're going to be solid. Obviously, I don't think they're a playoff team, but I think they'll be solid in this NFC North conference.
I
I think
just
they can
love
surprise some people.
I just love how we're determining how well this team does depending on when Kyler Murray is getting Call of Duty. I think that's just hilarious because I mean, I can't really just necessarily say that all that is necessarily true, but in some aspects you could say that if he's focusing on his video game career, he's probably not going to perform very well in football.
Hey,
But
those Twitch subscriptions do numbers for him.
hey, if he's not playing Call of Duty, this is probably a solid. This is probably like a solid maybe 9-18.
Yeah.
But
All
yeah,
right.
as far as everything goes for them,
moving
yeah, not
moving
very good.
on moving on to third place. Speaking of 9-8, I know I'm gonna get some crap from Packers fans. I have the Packers at 9-8.
Okay.
I would like for this to be known that again, we did not discuss this prior to the episode.
Yes.
I also have the Packers at 9-8 in third place.
High five. High five.
This has
Love
not been
that.
discussed before the episode, and I'll point out that I have the Packers in third place at 10-7, but they're still third place.
Holy crap! Is this just going to be the greatest division of all time?
Jeez Louise.
Holy smokes.
Levi, is this like your freaking what was it? It was like your like NFC West where it's like you had the San Francisco at 11
Bro,
and
he's
6.
got the Bears at 15-2 or something, bro. Like
Jeez Louise. Oh my, you probably have the Bears like going 17-0 at something. What are we
Oh,
doing?
man.
Like geez, okay.
holy crap.
Okay, I think I'm gonna speak it from again from the perspective of a Bears fan, so you have to know your enemy, okay? Micah Parsons is out until
Week 6 is what I saw.
like week 6, week 7. I hate myself that I did that.
Gosh.
I hate myself that I did.
Gosh, dude.
I did the 6-7 meme. I hate myself.
Oh my gosh.
I again, people throw tomatoes at me. But Tucker Kraft, who knows what's going to become? Because again, they're both coming back from torn ACLs. Josh Jacobs, he's injured right now. Again, we don't know if he's going to get suspended for what happened back on Memorial Day. Again, he got charged with 5 counts of stuff. Here's the problem too. The defense when Micah Parsons went out was buns. And the problem is you're talking about 6 games where he's going to be missing. And if you go like 2-4 in those games, you're having to make up a lot of ground. Again, I understand some people are like, we got 11 games left. Dude, like the Packers schedule ain't easy. It's not easy at all. Again, mind you, too, they lost 2 games that they should have won. They should have beaten the Panthers, and they should have beaten the Browns. Guess what happened in both those games? They lost. Because you want to know why? Brandon McManus, you're a hero in all of our hearts in Chicago. Because you are awful at kicking field goals. But again, when you look at this roster, not an impressive receiving core. You look at their defense outside of Micah Parsons, not impressive. You look at Jordan Love. Again, the numbers say he is good. But when you watch him play, you're like, this is the most mid quarterback I have ever seen in my entire life. He has moments where he shows brilliance, and then he will throw into double coverage and underthrow a ball and get picked off the next moment. You have no idea why it's happening. And again, I don't know why it's happening. That's just Jordan Love. He'll figure it out. I just think that this team is just so mid on so many levels. It needs to be studied.
Yeah. Go ahead, Levi. Sorry.
as far I'll deter just a little bit. Like I do agree that he is in like that mediocre range, but when he's actually playing good, like he is playing good, where
And
this
I agree
offense
with
looks
that.
like
I
which
agree
looks
with
like
that.
they're a superior team. And most of my losses for them actually do come like from like week 5 and on. So like a lot of their losses come to some of like the big notable teams. I will you will appreciate this. I do have the Packers losing to the Bears twice this season. You're very welcome. I'm so sorry, Bryce. Peter, you're welcome.
Oh.
Um, but I think there are
Whoa.
plenty of moments where
Okay.
he's going to shine and he's going to look great. As far as, but I think for a lot of those losses they just come because not great play. They have a great offense. I believe they still have Romeo Dobbs and Matthew Golden
They do
still.
not have Romeo
No,
Dobbs. They do have
okay,
Matthew Golden.
They do have
okay, just
Christian
Matthew
Watson,
and
who they
Christian
paid like
Watson is good.
$35 million a year to, even though the fact that he
Yeah,
hasn't cracked 1,000 yards and hasn't played a full season.
so
I'm
it's
just
like
saying.
I think that there will still be more Jordan Love shining moments rather than him in those losing moments. So that's why I
Yeah,
have them at 10 and
I think the
7.
team just has more question marks than they do have answers.
Sure, I get that.
Um, yeah, so I guess here's kind of where I play devil's advocate on both sides, right? Peter, I agree with you entirely on the defense. I think without Micah Parsons, this defense is a massive question mark, right? Xavier McKinney is probably the biggest bright spot on that defense outside of Micah Parsons. And the question is can he step up and lead the defense, right? And be that leader that they need out there? That remains to be seen. Um, Offensively speaking, again, Peter, I agree with you. Wide receiver core questionable. Tucker Craft, is he gonna be? Is he gonna be? Playing as his best capabilities coming off of injury, right? Um, Again, they have a decent O line. Nothing to sniff at there. Josh Jacobs is solid, but is he gonna be suspended? Right. That's the other
Mm-hmm.
question. The hardest part for me, and again, I know I said I agreed with you, Peter, is their wide receiver core. I'm someone, and these boys can attest to it, who in fantasy football, when I need a receiver to pick up, I almost always find myself picking up a Packers wide receiver. Why? I don't know. I picked up Romeo Dobbs last year, loved him. Like, it's just like I don't know. I have high faith in Jaden Reed and Christian Watson and Matthew Golden. I actually think they could be really good. The problem is for some reason there's just like this like force just holding them back. I don't know what it is, but for some reason we just haven't seen any of these guys take that next step, right? And so that's the question mark for me, and that's why I have them in third place. If they take the next step, we could be looking at potentially a division winner here in the Packers. If they don't
I,
take a next step, they they near finish last.
I just want to point this out to our viewers that aren't Packers fans. This is their first 7 games of the year. Uh, at Vikings versus Jets versus Falcons, at Buccaneers versus Bears versus Cowboys, and then at Detroit.
Hmm. Yeah,
Like
it's a tough road.
that's like, and here's the
I
thing too is like Atlanta's like not like a pushover team. Like they can still put up numbers if like they actually could put a competent offense together. But like that's tough. That's a tough 7 game stretch until Micah gets back.
Yeah, well, and I would say like at least for those first 3 weeks with Vikings, Jets, and Falcons, those are completely winnable games. And even with you having no Micah Parsons in those games, are completely winnable. So whatever week he ends up showing back up, it's kind of funny that when he shows back up, that's when they actually lose more games in my book. Just because I think their second half of the schedule is going to be a slightly more difficult road than what they have their first
Oh yeah,
half
I'm
of the
seeing it
season.
too.
But
Like at Patriots, at Rams versus the Bills, and then at the
mhm.
Bears on Christmas, and then yeah,
Yeah,
still have to play the Texans and the Lions.
yeah, that'll be a tough stretch there at the end of the season. I think, no doubt for them.
Yeah.
So, but even with Micah Parsons, again, we always talk about on this show where there is one specific player, whether it's offense or defense. We do see the impact, but we don't say that necessarily everything just by having that guy on the field is going to change how this game plays. So even with Micah Parsons back, however their offense or defense has been flowing that entire season, it's still just not going to be enough for them as they get into the latter half of the season.
Yeah. Let's move on to second place, boys. Aiden, how about you go first?
Yep, second place I have the Lions coming in at 10-7.
Second place, I have the Bears at 12-5.
Second place, I have the Bears at 11-6.
6. Okay. Yeah.
What in the world is going on Levi? What in the world is
I
going?
I,
Is this
I
about to be
just
the
want to point
greatest
this
season of
out.
all time?
I'm going to make a social graphic that has literally all your guys' records and predictions for who is where. I'm pretty sure like, Levi has like at least 5 divisions where he has the top 3 teams winning double digits.
Mm-hmm.
Holy smokes!
It's kind of crazy, right? I mean, look. I mean, wasn't the NFC North was like
historically going to be one of the best seasons in the NFL's history where everyone's just winning?
I don't know. I mean, NFC North last year was a top division, if I recall.
No, it wasn't. It was the fact that the Bears like somehow like won the division.
The Bears.
Everyone else finished 9-8, and the Packers tied versus the Cowboys. And if they didn't tie versus the Cowboys, the Detroit Lions that were injured last year would have won the division. Got the wild card spot.
Yeah. And actually, I will take that as a segue to talk about why I have them in second at 10-7. Injuries. Their defense is not quite the Civil War hospital that the Niners offense is, but it's darn close.
It's close.
It's probably more like a World War I hospital, right? So like you can actually save some, you could probably save some people.
That might be worse.
Oh my goodness.
No. Like there's more injuries, but you can at least save them. You know what I'm saying? Whereas in Civil War, it's just a lot less likely. Anyways,
I don't know if you know World War I history, but
no, I do know World War. It's a very deadly war. But I'm saying if you got shot in the arm in the Civil War, you're gonna be dead from disease in 5 years. If you get shot in the arm in World War I, you're a lot less likely to survive.
That's
anyways,
fair.
Besides the point, obviously for me the Lions offense phenomenal. Monroe St. Brown, one of the best receivers in the NFL at this current time. Jameson Williams, solid secondary guy, especially if he can actually be on the field, is a big thing for him. Sam Laporta, again, one of the top tight ends in the league, in my opinion. And then offensive line wise, solid offensive line. Then you look at the defense, and it's just like, I mean, listen, it's Malcolm Rodriguez, questionable. DJ Reid, questionable. Brian Branch, questionable. Kirby Joseph, out. Sorry, Brian Branch out. Kirby Joseph out. And then you had freaking what's his face that got like arrested or whatever, and now it's with the Seahawks, right? Terrion Arnold, right?
Oh like, yeah.
I know he's obviously not with them anymore, but like that's my point, right? They just, and I mean, Aidan Hutchinson is going to be a dog, obviously, but we just hope and pray he stays healthy, right? So it's just they're just just hurt is it so
I don't know. I mean, I would still make an argument. We could make an argument, obviously, for like their offense, what they have going there is pretty incredible. I really enjoy Jared Goff's performance in Detroit. He's looked great. Obviously, with them losing David Montgomery, I don't see that as a huge loss because Jahmyr Gibbs was always their main guy. David Montgomery was pretty much just there if they can just get into the end zone. That was about it. I still have high respect for the guy. I think he was great. But I still think they have an elite offense. And I personally still, just because of that, see them as being arguably the top in the division. As far as I have going with the Bears are still, they are incredible. And seeing their run, Peter, last year and what they did, watching some of those games with you and just seeing how they were, I think that just continues on to their success this year. They're going to be a great, phenomenal team. Caleb Williams is probably going to go off. There's probably they're going to be another playoff team. I really don't see a lot of flaws going on with the Bears at the moment, and I know you probably hate to hear me hype them up so much for you to get disappointed. But most of their games that they're losing this season, they have versus the Eagles, versus Patriots, at Seattle, at Buffalo, and then I have one game where they lose at Detroit. Like outside of that, I think every single game you guys can win, and I think you guys go bounce into the playoffs, and maybe some of these teams that you lost to in the regular season, you go on to beat, because Caleb Williams' run in the playoffs last year was incredible. That Rams game, obviously the Packers was great, but the Rams game, man, at the end was awesome.
Did you say
Yep.
you had him at 12-5, right?
12-5, yes, sir.
That's all I needed to know. Thank you.
Levi, I just want to point this out. Don't give me hope. Don't give me hope. I have seen this. Again, I'm gonna get to my Bears prediction. I have 11-6. Don't give me hope. Just don't. I have seen this before. The 2018 Bears are still vivid in my memory of the fact that we had one of the best defenses of all time, and then we just got like I can still hear Chris Collinsworth goes, "Oh, double doink," and it basically like reverberated in my skull for almost a decade. Okay, don't give me hope. Just don't. I have PTSD. Like I'm getting like 1,000-yard stare of like the Bears in general. Okay, like don't give me hope. Okay. Here's the thing with the Bears. They are good, yes, but they are very flawed. Offensive line speaking, there are some holes. Losing, I think it was Drew Dahlman to retirement, that sucked. Again, I hope he's doing well. Again, he retired at an early age. I think he retired at age 31. Again, I hope he's doing well. Again, like nothing happening to him in terms of like illness or anything in terms of injury. I hope he's doing great. That being said, Bears need to figure out left tackle. Braxton Jones stinks. Ossie Trapillo is coming back from, I think, a torn patellar tendon or something like that. It was really bad. Their defense, hey, they got a lot of turnovers last year, but they were buns in terms of stopping the ball. They were really, really bad. They had a bottom 5 defense last year. I'll get to your point soon, Aidan. Again, I think that this team, Caleb Williams in year 2 of a Ben Johnson offense is very good. Ben Johnson is a super aggressive offensive-minded coach. He basically last year did something that I've never seen before. In fact, he had 2 running backs rush for over 1,000 yards, which is very impressive. I think overall, I think the Bears have. I'm not saying they have the easiest schedule, but again, Eagles are a good test. Patriots are a good test. Bills are a good test. Seahawks are a good test. I think that there will be a few games I think where they win, but they deserve to lose. And I think they lose a few games that they deserve to win. That's just how the Bears season goes. I think Caleb Williams just improves in year 3, especially year 2 under Ben Johnson. Colston Loveland, you're my pride and joy. I love you so much. Roma Dunze, please step up. Luther Burden, please keep on burning defenses in the secondary. DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monangai, keep doing what you're doing. DeAndre Swift, learn how to run between tackles. Kyle Monangai, body slam people. I love that from you. Ben Johnson, if you win, I will, like, I'm not saying I'm going to go shirtless like he did in the locker room last year, but you will see me do some celebrations out here in the middle of nowhere, Illinois, because of Ben Johnson.
You got to give credit to him, dude. Like, I mean, the way he turned around that organization.
He won that city in a heartbeat when he went shirtless. Because, mind you, he got free hot dogs for the whole city.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible. He had a great turnaround for your guys' whole organization. You've complained to me for years on what this organization has done, how they've went about things, and you just despise
I went from
the ownership.
saying that the Bears should be selling the team for years to they made the best hire probably in Bears history.
Yeah.
Probably since George Halas probably since Mike Ditka was head coach.
Man, that's crazy.
And they somehow made me, a pessimistic Bears fan, believe in this team. Levi, do you know how hard that is?
That's hard, yeah.
Yeah, it is. All right, let's go to our first place teams real fast, and then we'll wrap up our predictions. I have Detroit in first place at 12-5.
I have the Bears in first place at 12-5.
Don't give me hope.
I have the Lions at first place at 13-4.
Okay, let's go to Aidan's point because Aidan, I forgot you raised your hand. Please.
Oh, all I was gonna do is just ask you if you guys pushed Tyreek Stevenson off a cliff yet, or if he's still part of that defense.
Surprisingly, he did a lot better last year because you want to know why he didn't do stupid things. Which, mind you, is an improvement. Somehow, it's an improvement.
Oh God!
So quickly, I'll be quick about this. It all revolves around Caleb Williams. Actually, It all revolves around Caleb Williams and Kyle Monangai. I think Kyle Monangai becomes a starting running back over DeAndre Swift, and I think he is going to be a stud. And I think Caleb Williams is only going to get better. And this is
I think
coming
that
from a Caleb Williams hater. I genuinely
I
think he's only going to get better.
here's my counterpoint to that, real fast. One, Calvin guy, not a good pass catcher. And I think that's the reason why DeAndre Swift is RB1 over Monangai. Monangai is very good when they go in heavy packages, when they get all the big boys that I like to call them. I call them my big boys, and they just shove dudes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyways, so
Oh
we
my
will move on
gosh.
to Peter. How about you take your Lions pick, and then we'll let Levi defend why he thinks this is going to be the greatest NFC North season of all time.
Probably greatest NFL season of all time, too.
Yeah, literally.
I am a huge believer in Dan Campbell. I'm a huge believer in Dan Campbell. I think last year was the fact that he had to learn some growing pains because, mind you, he lost Aaron Glenn as his defense coordinator. He lost Ben Johnson's offense coordinator, and he had to learn to revamp his whole entire team because, mind you, he's not doing offensive play calling, even though he did it for a little bit, but he's not calling defense either. I think like he didn't have the proper staff in place. And mind you, too, they had so many injuries last year where they couldn't be a functioning offense and a functioning defense. I think this year, again, Jared Goff, you want to talk about a underdog, like Disney-esque movie, story. This dude went from the fact that he got shipped to Detroit after basically the Rams say, you're terrible, you're awful, we're trading you for Matt Stafford, and you can just lose your whole entire career in Detroit, to then he's possibly, like, arguably a top 10 caliber quarterback. And again, when you look at his numbers, like, again, I had him low because, again, like, I think his, like, lack of maneuverability and pockets presence does hurt him a little bit. But hey, if you want someone to manage a game, to have the Lions still be in it, despite the fact that, I mean, shoot, what was that one game where Detroit was down by like 4 touchdowns? No, it was a game against Houston. If you guys remember that, he threw like 4 interceptions, and then they were down by like double digits, and he came back and won that game.
How about last year, or
I think it was like last year or a couple years ago. But like again, that's Jared Goff, and that's a culture that Dan Campbell has like enabled and created in Detroit, was the fact that, hey, we're not out of any game. We can still win any game. Again, losing David Montgomery stinks, but they add Isaiah Pacheco, who I think is a younger version of David Montgomery a little bit. Again, if he's put in the right situation. Amon-Ra St. Brown is still good. Jamison Williams is still good. Sam Laporta is amazing. Jared Goff is like a pretty decent quarterback. The defense, if they get healthy, are nasty. So that's why I'm really high on Detroit. I think that, again, their ceiling is really flipping good, and their floor is not that low.
I mean, yeah, I agree. I pretty much you verbatim for you, Peter. Like every point you made just further validates why I think they are the top. As far as my reason, just for the NFC North in general, like this entire division has just seen a lot of turnaround. You have the Bears getting a brand new head coach. You have the Lions getting Dan Campbell a couple years ago. A lot of things have changed. These were teams that really just have not looked good for a long time. Obviously, the Lions a lot longer than the Bears ever had. But this turnaround that we've seen in the NFC North has been incredible, and to see people actually like wanting to root for Chicago, rooting for Detroit, because these guys are having success. There's things that these coaches, the staff has been doing so differently that I do fully appreciate. And just to kind of tie things back up, is the Lions. Dan Campbell still will find ways. He's adapting after he's had the losses with some of his staff. So I think that this team will be fully prepared to come and go in this upcoming season and make another playoff run.
Yeah, but Levi, you have them, I assume, at 13-4.
Yeah, 13-4.
Yeah, I think for this season, the Lions just have I think they have an easier schedule than they did last year, but also too, it's like I think again their ceiling is so much higher because dude, like Jahmyr Gibbs might win Offensive Player of the Year this year because of how good he is. But yeah, again, great season. Again, I love Dan Campbell. Again, if I wasn't a Bears fan, I'd probably be a Lions fan, which, again, for the years of suffering and, being forced to root for an organization that basically hates the fan base. We're brothers in that. Again, the Bears being good and the Lions being good both at the same time feels very weird for both fan
It
bases.
does.
It feels very odd. Feels very weird. But yeah. So again, let's just go back through one last time for NFC North predictions real fast, and then we'll get into our game time. I have Minnesota in last at 7-10, Green Bay in third at 9-8, Bears in second at 11-6, Detroit in first at 12-5.
Yep, I have the Vikings at fourth and 7-10, Packers in third at 9-8, Lions in second at 10-7, and the Bears in first at 12-5.
I had the Vikings at 6-11 in fourth place. In third place, I had the Packers at 10-7. Second place, the Bears at 12-5, and first place, the Lions at 13-4.
Yeah, so Levi probably is predicting it to be the best NFL season of all time for some of these teams.
Yeah,
Again,
certainly.
if you want to see our full season predictions, you can go back and watch the previous episode, but also watch out for our social media posts where I will be posting all of our predictions. Again, if you want to follow us on Instagram, our handles are basically down in the video right now, but it's at From the Couch. Make sure you follow us on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. Gentlemen, it is now officially game time. Last week, Aidan, I also got Aidan hooked on this game too. Build a player. We did quarterbacks last week, Aidan. Levi and I did god awful. We did.
It was
we were
terrible.
making, dude. We were making some Madden generated players that had no skill at all. This
Oh
week,
my
though, we're
gosh.
building running backs. So, Levi, again, same concept. We spin the wheel, we get a team, we get a running back. These are current players, not all time. These are current players. And again, I think it's 8 attributes. We'll go about like 3 times. We'll see what we get. We'll simulate the season. We'll see how we do. But yeah,
I
Levi.
think this is going to go much worse than the QBs just because there are more running backs on rosters. We're not going to be getting like the number one running back every time. This is going to be crazy. Let's just waste no time. Let's
say same thing as before. We get 1 respin for the team, 1 respin for the player.
Yeah.
Levi, go ahead and spin the wheel.
Here we go. We're spinning the wheel. We get the Dallas Cowboys with Jaden Blue.
Well, I mean, obviously, I think we take either his burst or his lawn speed. I would probably go his lawn speed over his burst personally.
Oh no,
but...
I think burst is like something we go because like again, you could get a lot of like run backs that have a lot of long speed.
That's true, I guess.
Yeah,
that's true, I guess.
So we're gonna go with burst for him. All right.
Yep, burst and A-.
Okay. We got the Tennessee Titans with Tony Pollard.
Ooh.
I like his vision here.
His best ones are lawn speed, hands,
or his hands. He's a solid receiving back.
His
hands is also not a bad option.
I would say hands. Hands is a good one.
Oh, with hands, okay. All right. We are going to the Rams.
Throw some punches
with Blake Corum.
I would say strength here.
I agree.
Like he's got some he can throw some pieces to the ground.
His highest attributes are strength and then contact balance, both at B pluses.
Yeah, you guys can attest to his strength.
Yeah.
Shut up. Shut up.
Hey,
I don't want to think about it.
Remember, he went 4 straight wins.
Thank you.
Didn't ask.
Thank you about that, Peter. We appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Let's go ahead and spin again here. So we got the Cincinnati Bengals and Taj Brooks.
Taj Brooks,
thank you.
We have 6 to go.
All B minuses.
I would. Well, his build is a B.
The team.
His build's a B.
His build is a B.
Do we just go with like the best available?
I think we go build here.
Yeah, I think we go build.
Because I think we save for a potential stinker of a rule, and I think Taj Brooks
we might get some
stinkers
fast. We might be getting I am a little concerned because we haven't done a lot of skill yet, and that's going to be a tough one if we get some bad guys here. And we got Evan Hall from the Texans.
Respin the team. The running back is awful. Respin the team.
Let's go ahead and respin our team here. So we're going to Atlanta with John Robinson.
Elusiveness.
Elusiveness.
Elusiveness is an S. Peter, I don't think
Yeah.
we got a single S last week.
Dude,
That is
I'm pretty sure we
incredible.
got like 3 A's
Holy
in total
crap.
last week.
That's awesome. No question there. No debate
Because
with
I'm
that
here.
one.
You know what I'm saying?
Cincinnati Bengals with Chase Brown.
On speed.
Hey, shout out former Illini Chase Brown. Take his long speed. He's really, really fast.
We love that.
Underratedly
awesome.
really fast.
Yeah. Okay. We're currently at an overall of 91 right now. Let's see if we can try and keep that up to some aspect. We're going back to the Texans with Evan
RB.
Hall.
Respin the running back. Respin the running back.
We gotta get David Montgomery.
We need Montgomery or
Okay.
Marks might even be better than that. Or
All right.
more likely is.
Let's take the risk here. We have got David Montgomery. We got
Okay. Contact balance.
Contact balance.
That's good. That's
He
good. Okay.
stays. He played for the Bears. He somehow stayed upright. Don't know how.
Yeah. How about that? That's awesome. We're going to New Orleans with Kendra Miller.
With the New Orleans.
So he's got carrying.
I mean,
for
carrying,
me.
obviously. You just got to take best available here.
Yeah.
Dude, we might get a stinker.
Okay, so we're at a 90 right now. Can we stay at a 90 overall? Let's see. We're going to Arizona with Jeremiah Love.
That's not
bad. I'm fine with that.
It's not horrible vision, but it does put us in 89. Yeah. So we didn't hit the 90. But let's go ahead and simulate this season, see how our running back ends up and our team overall. We're going to play for the Chargers.
Ooh, okay.
Not a bad offense to be with.
We have a pretty good offense to run with here, so we're going to simulate.
Oh.
And we're 11-6 team, so we are playoff bound. Let's go ahead and enter that playoffs.
A 1,400 rushing yards with 16 touchdowns is
up against the Colts this season. We're going into the half at 10-10. The Colts are racking it up here, and it looks like we are getting jumped. We are getting bounced right there.
Terrible.
Very rough. Right. But
what was it? 1,300 rushing yards,
1,300 yards.
Touchdowns.
Hey, got offensive player of the year.
Yeah, okay.
Cool.
There we go. We had
our longest run, 84 yards.
We never got close to it with quarterbacks.
No, not even close with that. So that's great though. But yeah. So
shout out to this game for also realizing that no other position except quarterback wins MVP.
Yeah, literally.
All right.
Next one. Let's go ahead and do another one here. Okay, we're going to Philadelphia.
Take one. Reroll the running back. Reroll the running back.
We might get cooked on this one.
We might. Tank Bigsby is not terrible.
That's actually not bad. We can still take his long speed at an A-.
That's pretty good. We got pretty lucky there, but we've already.
But here's the problem: we're kind of cooked up because we lost the respin for.
We're going to the Steelers with Jalen Warren.
Carrying.
Hey, Jalen Warren. It's not bad.
He doesn't fumble.
Yeah, that's good. So happy with that. Going back to the Saints with Miller.
I wouldn't mind his strength or his build here, honestly.
What's his build? Is it like what?
They're both B pluses.
Yeah.
I'd say build for B plus.
Okay.
We could go worse with builds.
I just hope we don't get Derrick Henry. Sure. Not gonna lie.
Vikings with Aaron Jones.
With a build. Hands.
100%.
He's a great receiving back.
Yeah, I know. I love Aaron Jones. He was another Packers guy at some point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Hey,
Buccaneers, Kenny Gainwell.
First.
Yeah, dude. See, I still hate that we lost him from the Steelers. So, but yeah, great there. Bears, and unfortunately,
we can take strength.
That's not bad.
I mean, it's available.
Rashad Johnson's strong.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Again,
that's awesome.
Bad running back and everything else. Really strong.
But a strong guy nonetheless. So that's great. I'm glad we're hitting that. We're going back to Tampa with Kenny again. That's pretty so shocking. Get two in the same.
What's his like?
His elusiveness is B plus.
I'd say take the elusiveness. We'll have to bite the bullet.
Yeah. Can't do anything about that. We got the Jets.
This is
Brees Hall.
Okay, actually, that could be a lot worse. But I guess it just depends. I mean, you could re-roll the team here and hope that we get a good last pick. Yeah.
We could get a really bad. Again, B plus is not bad.
Yeah, like I think we have to take Brees Hall here.
Yeah, take the contact.
I would agree. And we have one more spot available, so we can respin the team if we need to. We're going back to the Bears though with Rashawn Jackson.
Respin.
All right,
Respin.
So let's see who are we ending up with here. We're going to Jaguars.
Oh no.
Oh.
I mean, it could have been worse. Could be worse.
Yeah,
So
it
you
could
take
have
the
been
vision.
worse.
Okay, well, we had an 87, so
Got worse.
not ideal, but it seems like we're going down here. We're playing for Philadelphia.
Dang, we're playing behind Saquon.
So we're gonna have like 300 yards this season. Never mind.
Awesome.
And we're
a
winning
great
Holy
backup.
crap.
13. Okay, we're winning 13 games. That tush push must have been really working out for him.
Well, what we have, like 1,300 rushing yards with 18 touchdowns and 4 receiving touchdowns. Hey,
I'm
not bad.
shocked.
Not bad. It is pretty shocking that we
Wait,
see ourselves
Jalen
winning
Hurts throwing the football?
Unheard of. Not
that.
real.
Oh, we're getting knocked by the Seahawks,
Oh
though.
no.
There's no
We
way
didn't
we're
get
winning
okay.
this.
I was gonna say we
it's
didn't
over.
field goal to death.
It's over. Another bounce. Another
All right,
bounce,
last
man.
build. Last
All right. Oh,
1,300 yards, 22 touchdowns.
Offensive player
Not
of the
bad
year.
year.
We won
Another offensive player of the
OPOY
year.
again. Look at that.
Look at us.
Clearly, we built some really great running backs, even though this is all completely random. But
All right,
man,
last build.
look at us. All right, last build we got here. Let's see what we got. Going to the Saints. Etienne.
Ooh,
Okay.
H-N.
I guess you take his
HN.
burst.
H-N.
Yeah.
Say his name right. H-N.
Take his burst.
Take his burst.
Yeah, we're gonna go with this burst. Sitting
He
at
do be
95
bursting.
right now. We're
Quinshon,
going to
Quinshon.
Cleveland. Quinshon. Yes, that's huge.
I would
You know,
say
we
it's
could-
contact and balance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Again, he played at Ole Miss. He was so good at staying
I
upright.
think the most important things too with this game is you if you have a really good grade in your skill, you need to take that first. Chris
Ooh.
Rodriguez in Jacksonville.
I think
his
you
best-
respin the team. Not gonna
Well,
lie.
no, we can take his build because we can take his build and just get away with like saving it.
I mean, I guess, yeah. I mean, yeah, we can go build. I guess. I'm
Okay.
curious how that's gonna. Eesh, that's 4
Yeah,
overall points
Went from
down.
93 to an 89
It's
there.
fine
We're
though
going to
because
Oh,
like,
dear.
we're going to build.
His
Ooh,
brother Trevor Etienne,
Etienne.
A
Do we
Chan or
respin
whatever.
running back?
H-N.
Do we spin for running back? What do you
I
think?
think we respin the.
You would do the team if
team.
anything, in my
Going to
opinion.
team.
Here,
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
let's go
Carolina,
ahead.
It's not great.
Let's go ahead and respin the team. We're going to Minnesota. Back to
Aaron Jones. Okay, that's fine. We can get
Yeah,
his
okay.
hands again.
Okay, we can make up for that. Surprising that didn't increase our overall, but hey, okay, that's fine. Tampa Bay, Kenny Gainwell once again.
I guess is long speed or elusiveness. Either
I'd
or
say
is
long
fine.
One of the
speed.
twos. Okay.
Because we have to keep the respin for the running back because we could get a stinker real bad.
Washington with Rashad White. He's got a B plus in his carrying. That's his best.
I'd say take that one.
Yeah, you take that because there's nothing to re-roll to.
Back to Washington.
Oh dear.
This is where we
Strength.
respin. This is
No,
where
no,
we
no,
respin.
no. Hear me out. Hear me out. Katron Allen, I think is you can take his strength. Because I think he's a big dude. He's like literally. I think he's like 6'2". He's pretty large.
Is Rashad White? Is that their?
Sorry, I'm
their
thinking
number
of.
one?
I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Braylon Allen. My mistake. Not
Is,
Katron.
is Rashad White?
Or-
Is that number one running back in Washington?
No, Ja'Cory
I-
Krosky Merritt is.
Yeah.
Do you think
but-
he's
but
any
here's the problem though. It's like the fact that it's like no, like for what we have left, like none of those running backs have like good attributes.
I think you have to still take. I think we just have to take.
Take the strength.
You
Yeah.
bite the bullet, take the strength.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you bite the
Let's go
bullet.
ahead and
Yeah.
take the strength here. Okay. Going to Denver. RJ Harvey.
And here's the problem: like Denver does not have a good running back room.
Yeah, so you think you bite the bullet
So,
again? You just take
We
his
probably have to
elusiveness.
bite the bullet here. So okay, we got one more spot
Watch this.
available.
Get an S tier right here.
Dallas with
In
Wait,
United
so-
C,
Respin.
respin the running back. You get
Respin the
Javante
running back.
Williams here.
we got Jaden
Okay.
Blue.
Or we get Jaden Blue again. They get be another B minus.
Well, that sucks.
And we just continue to go down. We have an 85 overall,
We
running
went
back
so
now.
well to start, and now we're bad.
and we're playing in Atlanta. Not much better either.
Right behind Bijan.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
And what in the world? We just went
What?
15-2 and had a first round bye.
What were our stats?
What in the world are these stats? here?
1,300
13th in
yards, seven rushing touchdowns.
3
What the heck?
receiving yards.
Wait, is Tua slinging the
Almost
ball to
six-
everybody else, but not giving us
Almost
the rock?
600
Wow.
receiving yards too.
Man, he didn't have as much brain damage as
They're
I thought.
slinging the. Who's the quarterback? Is this Tua or Michael Penix?
Why did we have almost 600 receiving yards?
Did
That's
Bijan die?
crazy? Oh my goodness! They didn't even have a single fumble, which is crazy. But
All right,
my
I guess
gosh.
we enter the playoffs.
All right.
Okay,
We-
we're entering the divisional round. We're going up
cooked.
against the Rams. I don't
Salute,
like that.
we're cooked. We are.
They
cooked.
went for a 2-point conversion on their first touchdown. Oh my
It's
goodness.
over.
It's over.
Come on. No way! What a comeback right there. Oh my gosh, we're going to the conference championship against Minnesota. Minnesota made it?
It's
Why are
over.
the Vikings cooking us?
Oh no!
Come on.
Kyler Murray got past his COD addiction.
Holy crap.
Overtime.
Oh my gosh.
It's over.
Wow.
We lost to Call of Duty, boy. Unbelievable.
We lost to Call of Duty, boy. Are you kidding me?
Sad
Hey.
times.
That's insane.
Not
Wow.
a bad final run there,
Please
fellas.
tell. We gotta have an award here, certainly, right? Oh,
Nope.
Gibbs?
Jahmyr
Gibbs got it
Gibbs.
this year? Oh, God.
Jibs? Did you say Jibs?
Who did? Gibbs?
You
He
did.
Yeah.
I
No,
said
yes.
Gibbs.
You called him Jibs.
No, you
said
100% just said
Jibs. You said
Jibs.
Jibs.
Maybe I was probably
heard
rolling
that
off
too.
with Jameer. I was probably wrong.
He likes the cut of this guy's jib.
Wow. Well,
Yeah, this guy's got some jib to him.
well, that's unfortunate, but hey, man, we tried our best. I'm just surprised that we had the lowest overall in that on that last guy and still made it to the divisional round. That's actually kind of crazy. And made it to conference championship. That's insane. But
All right.
and next week we'll be doing the wide receivers. So stay tuned
Yep.
for that.
All right, we have one last game before we go into our final thoughts. Gentlemen, the NFL 100 list is almost complete. But I want you guys to basically guess where this NFL player ranked in the NFL top 100. We are doing Price is Right rules, all right? If you go over, you don't get the point. If you go under, you get the point. I have got 6 NFL players. If we go into a tiebreaker, I will select one random player and then we'll go from there. Okay.
Okay.
First up, we have Lamar Jackson.
I think I actually know
Where,
this.
where do you think he is on the NFL top 100?
I think he's definitely got to be at least in the top 20. I think he's at least top 20 for certain. I don't know if he's top 10. Just looking at how
I just want to point this out. Levi. By the time we are recording, they have not released a top 10 list yet.
Okay.
Just saying. So it's basically 11 through 100 right now.
Okay. If we're just going off of where we think they would be, I do think that he's going to be a top 20 guy. I'm going to
competing against each other.
Yeah, you're competing against each other.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Okay. So basically, you just need to know where I want to place him.
Yeah, again, you gotta. I'm giving you a countdown. You gotta let me know in 10.
Okay.
9,
I'm gonna
8,
go with he's 17.
17.
I'm pretty sure he's at like 49.
49.
All right, Lamar Jackson. His rank was 69th in the NFL
Okay,
top
I was
100
close.
list.
I was
Oh
close.
my
I was
gosh.
close.
So Aidan gets the point. Levi, you also have to understand too, the NFL top 100 list includes offensive linemen, defensive players, all that stuff, right?
Oh,
It's
I'm
not just
aware. Yeah, I mean, it's just I'm surprised. A little surprised by that. Honestly, that's crazy. Wow. Okay.
All right.
Way off.
Next up, we have your guys' favorite all-time
Oh, dude,
Steelers
here we
wide
go.
receiver, George Pickens. Where is George Pickens on the NFL top 100 list?
Hey, he's
I guess
done.
I'll start because I will put him at like 38.
He's done some pretty good stuff in Dallas. They definitely won that trade when it happened. Obviously, far from the drama that the Steelers dealt with him, but he's a great wide receiver. I think he is going to be. I'm going to put him at like 45.
45.
Yeah.
Again, I think we just throw out Prices Right rules because I meant closest to the pin. That's what I meant originally. Not
I
Price is
gotcha.
Right rules.
Yeah.
Aidan was closest. He is 36th in the NFL Top 100 list.
Okay.
So Aiden is up, what, 2-0?
2-0.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we have. Give me 1 second. Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley.
Man, dude.
Just want to point this out. Last year, he was ranked number 1, but he did have a bad season last year.
I think he's in the top 15. I'm going to put him at 12.
I'm going to put him at like 53.
Whew.
Okay, hold up. I got to do some math right now because you said 53.
53.
Okay.
My gosh.
And Levi, you said what? He's 13.
I had him at 12.
You had him at 12.
So sounds like there's a bit of a middle ground here.
One of you guys is off by 19, and then one of you guys is off by 22. Aiden gets the point. He is ranked 34th.
Oh my gosh.
The NFL right now. He was number 1. He dropped 33 spots. All right. Next up, it's your guys' favorite player on the team, T.J. Watts.
Okay. This is like, I'm pretty sure it's like 81.
I was thinking he's like kind of around there. I'm going to guess 78.
Look at this guy. He's got to go right next to me to make sure he can secure a point.
Bruh.
Okay, hold up. Levi, what'd you say?
I said 78.
78?
I said 81.
Levi gets his first point. You guys were way too low on him. He is 41st.
Really?
Really?
That's kind of
NFL
shocking.
top
I'm not
100.
gonna lie.
Okay.
Yeah, the people that are ahead of him is Trent Williams and Justin Herbert.
Huh. Interesting. Wow. Okay.
All right. Can Levi do a comeback? Next up, Christian Gonzalez. One of the top cornerbacks from last year.
I think he's like 17.
17?
I'm going to go with... I'm going to say like he's 23.
Look at this. This guy's literally just barely going above me to make sure he can at least secure the point if it's anything.
Maybe we need to start saying it.
And here's the crazy part. Levi does get the point. Levi does get the point. He's 28th.
28th, okay. Hey, maybe we say this at the same time then. If you really want to go that route.
Right. Wait, is it 3-2 right now, right?
It's 3-2. Hey, how about you guys write these down? Write these down. Buy a sheet of paper somewhere. Write these down real fast.
I don't have a pen.
You don't have a pen?
I don't have a pen.
How do you not have a pen?
What makes you think I just
write it down on your phone. Like, get your phone out. Like, just write down a number. Okay. The next person up, George Kittle. George Kittle coming up an injury season, but still seen as one of the top tight ends in the NFL. If Levi gets this point, we will go into a sudden death.
Okay. I have my number.
So do I.
Okay. You will flip in 3, 2, 1, flip.
62.
62? Levi, what does that say?
Where is that? Oh, you can hardly see it. It's 19.
Okay, I gotta do some math real fast.
19.
Hold up. I gotta do some math real fast. This is really close, I think, if I'm doing math right in my head. And you said 62, Aiden?
Yep.
Yeah, I think simply we just need to have our number ready.
Yes.
Like I was thinking of my number after Aiden had kind of said. So I do think let's have our number ready.
One of you guys is off by 27, and then one of you guys is off by 16.
Okay.
The Cinderella story is that Aiden wins the game. He is ranked 46th in the NFL Top 100. Again, and people around him is Quinyon Mitchell at 47, Zach Bond at 45, and then Joe Burrow was at 44.
Wow. Who's number 1?
Again, they haven't released the top 10. I just said that.
Oh, okay, I see. So who's currently the highest ranked player?
As far as I'm seeing right now, it is Drake May at 11.
11, okay. Wow. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. How about that? Well,
Yeah.
very good. Okay, so before we go, we do have our Buckeye breakdown for Aiden to finish up. We got this is our second to last one.
Okay,
Next week.
time out. Hey, Levi, can we just give the context about what happened prior to us
Oh,
recording?
yeah.
We gotta talk about that.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So as we were getting ready to start this episode, I have the Buckeye breakdown all ready to go, ready to show it. We're running our audio test. So I go ahead and play it, and everybody can see it. I had made the mistake during my editing and forgot to literally just close out the play. For what you guys see on the show, you guys get this. Typically will show you guys the play. You'll see it in its full with its full audio, while Aiden will not see anything. That's our little behind the scenes. Um, but for this case, I completely forgot to hide it. So he literally heard the audio, he saw
Oh,
the
that's funny.
footage.
Yeah.
It was a video from Ohio State and LSU in their national championship. So right as I'm doing our test, right there out in front for him. So
Yep.
very unfortunate. Which, by the way, guys, as I'm talking about with the breakdown, if you guys would like to play along at home, you guys are more than welcome to. I'll actually hide it this week for you guys. So if you want to take the time to pause the episode so you can listen to that audio for those who are Ohio State fans or really just football fans in general that enjoy a little bit of fun trivia, by all means. So by all means, go ahead and check that out. With that being said, let's go ahead, Aiden, and we'll get you into your breakdown.
Just want to point this out. Aiden has not done a Buckeye breakdown where Ohio State lost a game yet.
Thank you, Peter.
Just want to point that out to our listeners out there. This is the amount of glaze that is happening in Buckeye breakdown right
Amount
now.
of glaze is crazy.
Well, I mean, we got Levi in here, and he's a
Listen,
LeBron fan.
he
so
had
there's not
one.
enough
He had
glaze.
one. He had one ready for this week where we would have lost, and it just so happened.
Yeah, and just like Julian saying in the playoffs last year, he threw the pick six.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
so
Whatever. All right,
You're welcome.
let's
All
hear
right,
it here.
And he breaks it to the outside, cuts it back, touchdown.
That's your clip. One more time.
And he breaks it to the outside, cuts it back, touchdown.
Yeah, that's
That's a play right there.
that is a play.
What did they say, Kennedy?
No, they didn't say a name at all.
That's the thing. I cut
said
out the
cuts it
player,
back.
so and for those of you if you've been following along, when we first started this, we did go where you had to figure out the play. We changed that to being the player, and so that's why we cut out the player's name so he can try
I
and figure that out.
think that's Carlos Hyde. Because I think I heard Carlos Hyde over the Jumbotron speaker in the background.
Ooh,
So I think
okay.
it's a Carlos Hyde play. The problem is this could be literally any Carlos Hyde play ever.
And he played like what 16 to 18
No. Carlos Hyde was like
earlier.
late 2000s, early 2010s.
Why did I think it was later than that?
I think this is
This
a
is a tough
Carlos
one.
Hyde play. But I couldn't for the life of me tell you what play. I mean, this
Do you even have an idea of like who they're playing?
no.
No. Yeah, this is a tough one. I'm trying to be full brutal here. I need to really dig deep into your Ohio State knowledge. This is a tough one.
Cuts it back. He scores. So he had to cut it back and he had to score. This can't. I don't think this can be any recent games because of who's commentating. So
Okay.
I think I'm gonna stick with. I think I'm gonna stick with Carlos Hyde. Because I mean, this could be literally any game. I'm just gonna go Carlos Hyde against Iowa because I know he has a. I mean, there's a. It would be really obvious if it was Carlos Hyde against Iowa because it's the play where he gets dragged back like 10 yards. And I think a female is actually commentating that game. So let's just go Carlos Hyde against freaking. I don't know. Michigan State.
Dan, do you want to? And did you? I don't know if you already said. Did you want to take a
Oh,
stab at the year?
we'll call it. Ow.
Are you looking up Carlos Hyde's year right now?
Maybe.
No, hey, no cheating. Get off that.
Okay,
Get off that.
Fine.
Honor system. Go
I
on now.
didn't see. I'm gonna guess 2009.
2009. You are wrong in every single aspect this week, Aidan. This is the play. Let me pull it up here.
Whoa.
You're seeing it right now. And you can already see with the
So
scoreboard.
2006 is probably Chris Wells or it's Antonio Pittman, obviously against Florida in 2006 in the BCS championship.
Yeah, so yeah, let's go ahead. Let's listen to that play.
Was it Chris Wells or was it?
Antonio Pittman again, and he breaks it to the outside. Cuts it back, touchdown, Pittman.
Yeah, there was no chance. I would like it to be known that I was 2 when this game was played. And I have intentionally avoided watching this game because of the fact we lost this game. So
Yeah. It's a tough one. So yeah, so it was a tough
0
one, but
points this
yeah, I
week.
mean, and it's really funny because, like I said, the play I was showing before until I got spoiled it for him was literally the year following this. So yeah, actually kind of crazy, but yeah. So as far as like your breakdown goes, you have what was it 17 points if I'm correct?
I
We
think
discussed.
think maybe I thought we calculated at 14.
Okay, it was 14. Yeah, that's right. I couldn't remember. So yeah, obviously it was Michael Pittman, 2000,
Antonio Pittman.
and thank you. I was thinking the NFL player.
Antonio Pittman, 2006.
Yeah, Antonio Pittman, 2006 against Florida. But yeah, so as far as things go, you're still at 14 points. So you have 1 week left. So it's definitely possible for your prize. Still haven't reviewed what that could be.
2?
What's that?
Shouldn't there be 2 weeks left? Because I was supposed to get 20 points to win the prize. And right now it'd be physically impossible to get.
No, it's still possible because it's 3 points for each category.
No, it
Oh.
was
Is it 2?
I can get a total of 4 for the entire play. And if this is week 5, because there's supposed to be 7 weeks of it for a total of 28
when we
possible
originally
points.
discussed it, we were going to do 7 weeks, but we didn't end up getting it out in time, so we had narrowed down to 6 weeks. And I believe we decreased what the target was. I'll tell you that. How about this? I'll give you your play next week. If you get everything right, you'll win your prize.
This guy's gonna
Hey,
pull.
I
like,
love
the
that.
2000
I love that. I love
He's gonna
gambling.
pull like the
Actually, I don't love gambling.
2004 Ohio State freaking Ted Ginn Jr.'s freshman year. He returns a punt for a touchdown or something. Mind you, the 2004 being the year I was born.
Hey, I love this though because the fact that it's basically all or nothing. I retract my statement. I condone gambling. If you have a problem, seek help. Don't be Brendan Sorsby, okay? Don't be Brendan Sorsby.
Yes, literally.
But
all or nothing
I do love this though. The fact that you guys are going all in, like straight up,
all in right here. I mean,
all or nothing.
It is unfortunate.
Love
I get this was a really difficult one, and I really wanted it to be. So I will say that. So I'm gonna play nicely here. I'm gonna make this an all in All or nothing, basically.
Okay. All right. Well,
So
with that,
yeah,
gentlemen, we've come to the end of another episode.
yes, sir.
Yep.
College football is right around the corner. The NFL is right around the corner.
Yep.
Cannot wait. And the
What-
Reds
I
are not
mean,
going to the postseason in October.
true.
Same as the Cardinals, buddy. We're all in the same
But
boat.
what more could we ask for, gentlemen? What more could we ask for?
A lot of money.
Outside of that, probably.
Um,
Don't answer that.
I
So-
want to say world peace.
World peace.
Okay, fine, sure. I'm sure that's exactly what you were thinking off the rip.
I'm
Anyway,
pretty sure you're thinking Ohio State National Championship.
okay.
We're thinking
All
that
right.
every year. I'm thinking of Steelers Super Bowl this year. Come on.
You had them at 7-10. Shut up.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen. With that, you guys watching anything this week? I'm watching Reds baseball. We're down 2-0.
Again, I've already stated my opinions. If they want to go break some records, that's totally fine. But don't expect me to have high hopes in September for them.
I'm going to be like a sicko and be watching some week 0 football.
there you go. I love to hear. it.
Because as God intended it, college football is back.
We have one
Yes,
one
sir.
ranked team playing in week 0. It was USC. I think they're playing Fresno State, if I recall. So,
Fresno State
um,
upset. Just keep that in mind.
yeah, watch
Hey,
the upset.
if Fresno State beats USC, content. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, next week we'll be diving heavy into college football. Obviously, since college football will be officially back, we'll be going through the Power 4 conferences, giving our predictions, and basically our whatever else comes up. Because like, again, the sports world's crazy. I had a whole entire script done for this whole entire episode for topics for us to cover, and it got completely blown up with a matter of
He's
like
been
4
busy.
hours.
He's been busy with
Sure.
his script for the past couple of days, and things
I
have just
no
changed
joke,
in the
like-
environment. It's crazy.
Like 2 days ago, got the script done, and it just went like papers thrown in the air. Like, okay,
Yep.
so the whole entire thing's out the air. But again, thank you all tuning in and like sticking with us. We appreciate you guys sticking with us the whole entire episode. Again, if you haven't followed us on social media, be sure to follow us on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram at From the Couch. But also, if you're watching us on YouTube, our socials are down below. Again, we do appreciate you guys tuning in and again supporting us. We do appreciate it. And again, go out, watch your sports. Football is officially back.
yes, sir.
Playoff baseball
Football
is
is
on the
back, baby.
horizon. The NBA, nobody cares because football is back, baby. Football is back,
Football
and I
is
cannot
back.
wait to finally watch football. All right. With that
Right.
being said, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your day. Have a great day.
See you guys
Peace.
later. Peace out. See you next week.